Ahoy, North Las Vegas! Circuit Dahlia's new production is here. Get ready to sail into the deep sea with Captain Rafina and our top-notch performers May 11th through the 15th at Craig Ranch Regional Park. A stunning water stage, pirate sword fights, juggling knives, mesmerizing mermaids, aerialists, and so much more under the big top tent. May 11th through the 15th at Craig Ranch Regional Park. For tickets, go to CircuitDahlia.com. Get one free child's ticket with promo code CIRCUS at CircuitDahlia.com.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily reflect those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the host with no filter and the millennial who keeps him in check. Get ready for the stories that matter to you. It's Pushing the Limits.
All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. It is Pushing the Limits time. So glad you could join us on the FM AM dial, maybe perhaps on YouTube, where we broadcast live. Could be anywhere, really. All the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook. We're glad you're joining us. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. We got a great show lined up for you today. We always do. Come on, we always work hard here on Pushing the Limits to entertain you. And, of course, alongside my co-host, Jaime D.
What's up, Brian?
Jaime, hope you had a good weekend.
I actually had a fantastic weekend. I think we have some things to talk about to get into.
We have a lot to talk about, but
Yeah.
I'm very excited, though, because coming up here at the bottom of the hour, one of my favorite comedians, God, she's been in a million movies. What a career she's had. She's performing at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club tonight, which is really a great place to see a comedy show. You've seen her in Borat. You've seen her in a ton of Eddie Murphy movies. She was in the movie The Rock. She's been in some iconic movies. The very funny and talented Lunell is going to be joining us in studio coming up here in a little bit. That's going to be a lot of fun. She's awesome. We have a very special book reading performance today. Chris Wynn is going to be joining us in studio hour number 2. Now, I was thinking of having him read this Donald Trump Jr. book. I got this from the comedy group The Good Liars. They made this book cover. Now, as you know, Donald Trump Jr. did write a book about his dad, but this was not what it was called, but it is very funny. Donald Trump Jr., Daddy, Please Love Me. And on the back of the book, it says, Daddy, please love me. Everything I do is to try to earn my father's love. Anyway, we're not going to be reading this book today. But a listener sent me 2 books, 2 children's books, by the way. One is called Goodnight, Sleepy Joe. Obviously, it's an anti-Joe Biden little children's book. It's extremely funny. And Chris Wynn is going to be reading this in or not in drag. I don't know. And then the other book is Goodnight Trump. And this is obviously an anti-Donald Trump book. Now, I got to say the visuals, some of the visuals in this book are hilarious. Like, for example, this is a picture of Joe Biden and 2 young black kids sitting on his lap, going with the pedophile tone there. And anyway, these 2 books are very funny. So Chris is going to do a very special reading for all of you coming up later. Quickly, I want to talk about the weekend. It started off, went on a date, went to San Gennaro Festival, and I got to tell you, I've been going to San Gennaro Festival every year. They're very nice people. Not their fault, but I thought the vendors and the food was a little bit downhill this year.
You thought so?
Yeah, I mean, $14
What?
I paid for a lemonade.
Okay.
And which was absurd. And then I had like Mexican corn, which was just not Mexican corn. It was just
I
butter.
love elotes and esquites.
Butter, but it was just like butter, and that was it. And it was
Wait,
like
is
that
that
was
your first time having it?
No, I've had it plenty of times before, but I'm just saying it was really bad there. It's like $10. So I buy 2 drinks and corn, and it was like $35. I'm like, do I get a steak with that? And I don't know, it was weird because I'm a pretty good basketball shooter. I can still shoot. So I do the carnival games, and the guy's like 10 credits. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And then he goes, oh, you got to buy one of those cards like you would in an arcade, right? And I'm like, okay, so 10 credits is $10. It was $10 a shot.
Wow.
So I was like, what is going on here? So I'll be honest with you. I like the people at San Gennaro. They're very nice people. I always try to support it, but left after about a half an hour, and we went somewhere else for dinner.
Jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
very
had
good.
a whole totally different experience than
Well,
you,
you've
Brian.
never gone before.
Yeah, it was my first time and first experience this year.
Yeah.
Before I get into my experience, I do want to say this, though. I've been to a lot of festivals and just events ever since COVID has, quote-unquote, ended. And I will say that everybody has been getting over on the people and charging extra for things that they shouldn't be charging extra for. I will say that when I went to the San Gennaro Fest yesterday, there were a lot of vendors that had overly priced food. But then there are other vendors who were competing against those same vendors that had cheaper priced food. So I found a lemonade stand that was $4.
Yeah.
Elotes was $8.
Yeah, well,
and
I'm glad.
the food was bomb. I had a great time. But
Well,
the rides were expensive, though.
Yeah,
the rides
they
were way
well,
too
I'm glad
expensive.
you had a good time. I just thought it went a little bit downhill compared to final.
Yeah,
years
you have
prior.
you can make a
So,
comparison.
Sure. So Saturday, I went to the Sick New World Festival, huge rock festival with some of the biggest bands in the world. Some of the bands that were out there, Incubus, example, Korn, System of a Down. These are really big bands, and I got to tell you, the festival itself was an absolute nightmare. The promoters made so many mistakes. First of all, they were charging like $300. That was just for GA, and then you could leave and get a wristband, and then people were leaving to get wristbands and then selling them outside in front of the door for $50. That was a joke. There were way too many people. There were a lot of people that had heat exhaustion. It was really hot. It was very uncomfortable. There were way too many people, and I know you had mentioned the prior week.
Sounds about right.
You saw issues. You had issues the prior week, Jamie. Your audio issues. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Audio issues were bad at Lovers and Friends.
They were just as bad, trust me, over the weekend. One of my favorite bands growing up, or at least a good band I liked in the 90s, Seven Dust, they had to cut their set short because they were having audio issues. Yeah, Flyleaf is a really good band, and you couldn't even hear the lead singer, who has a wonderful voice. You couldn't even hear her for the first 3 songs of the set.
That's annoying.
The audio issues they had were absurd. This is Seven Dust, and as you can tell, it doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, it sounds horrible.
And Seven Dust, that guy's got an incredible voice. They're a great band. They've been around forever. They're a great live band. Anyway, it was horrible. It was a disaster.
Yeah, I hear more of the actual band than the artists themselves.
Yeah, it was. The whole festival was a complete disaster. The best part for me were the outfits that people were wearing. That was entertaining. But, here's the thing, right? These events should not be happening in mid-May when it's starting to get hot. They should be happening in April. March or April is when these, so many people were very uncomfortable. And I personally believe that if you're going to do these types of events, like the EDC festival, which, if I'm not mistaken, is this weekend, right? It's either in 2 weeks or it's this
weekend.
Okay. It shouldn't be in May. It should be in March or April. It's really hot. It's really easy to die of heat exhaustion if you don't take care of yourself drinking enough water. Anyway, the prices, the lines for food were ridiculous. The prices were ridiculous. The lines to go to the bathroom were ridiculous. And the only reason why I went is because I'm friends with Richard Patrick, the lead singer of the band Filter. Saw them. They performed. And then Richard invited me to Brooklyn Bowl, where he did a DJ set, and I went out there and hung out with him. So that was a lot of fun. He's a great guy, and I've known him for years, and he's always been one of my favorite musicians, so it was cool to hang out with him. I am not a fan of going to these types of festivals. I mean, the last one I went to where I can honestly say I had a great time, but I was much younger, I was 19 years old, was Woodstock 99. And even that was crazy because Limp Bizkit performs, and then people were burning the place down because they were charging $20 for water.
What?
Yeah, Woodstock 90. Were you even born then?
When is it? What'd you say?
Woodstock 99. Were you born?
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I know. It was a long time ago. I was 19 years old.
I was 5.
You were 5 years old when I went to Woodstock.
Yeah.
By the way, not Woodstock 60, whatever. I'm talking about the second one. I'm not that old. Woodstock 99. I don't like going to these festivals. I don't enjoy it. There's way too many people. I like to be, right there in front of the stage with one of my favorite bands with a couple thousand people. And we're talking like, I don't know, there's probably 100,000 people there. It was ridiculous. And the promoters did a really lousy job. I was very disappointed with the organizers.
So you just didn't enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed hanging out with Richard, and I enjoyed, obviously.
Wait, did you get on stage?
No, I didn't.
Behind stage?
No, I was behind the stage.
I knew you were going to get behind stage. I knew that was going to happen.
I was able to get to an area that was cool, but I think we're playing a little bit of his performance. Yeah. Hey man, nice shot. One of my favorite Filter songs. But anyway, just disappointed overall with the organizers and what they did, and also disappointed that if you're going to get that many bands, you should do a 2-day festival. And I say that because most of these bands were only like Richard Filter. They were only on stage for like 25 minutes. They only play 5 songs. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to get them to travel out here, pay them a little bit more money and do a 2-day festival so they can play for 50 minutes. I just feel like it was mismanaged. Now, they obviously made a lot of money, but I can tell you a lot of people were pissed off because a lot of people paid anywhere between $300 to $600 for general admission or VIP, and then outside, scalpers were selling wristbands for like $30, $40, $50. So, yeah. So, anyway, Saturday, it was fun as a whole. but I was a little bit disappointed with the festival.
Man, I'm sorry you didn't have fun.
That's all good. Yesterday, I did have fun hanging out with Richard. Yesterday was a relaxing day for me.
What'd you do?
Just hanging out by the pool, having a good time, just chilling, just hanging out.
Chilling like a villain,
and of course, preparing the week of shows we got going this week. And you're going to be gone one day this week. I'm going to be gone one day this week. Tomorrow, Jamie's going to be taking a day off. I'm off Friday. I want to say this real quickly before Lunell comes in.
I'm so excited for her.
I got to tell you, I was really saddened to hear about the godfather of poker passing away yesterday.
Yeah, that was
Doyle
horrible.
Brunson, the godfather of poker. He's probably the most recognizable poker player, the GOAT, I guess you could call him. And so I moved to Vegas 20 years ago, and about 2 or 3 years into it, I moved out here. I knew a lot of professional poker players because I played semi-professional when I was very young, and I moved out here. And I was offered to play a round of golf with a couple people that are sadly no longer with us. Professional poker player Lane Flack, who passed away a few years ago, really sad. Doyle Brunson, and I don't remember the third poker player that was in our group, but we played a round of golf at Spanish Trail, and these guys are betting like $10,000 a hole. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I'm just like, I knew Lane, and so he invited me, and I went out there and I played golf with these guys. And at the time, Doyle could still hit a golf ball. This was like 15 years ago. But as a handicap, they let him tee up the golf ball like in the fairway. And they were playing for a lot of money. And I got to tell you, Doyle smacked the crap out of these guys and took their money. And it was a lot of fun to watch. And he was like such a pleasure. I'll always remember that story, playing a round of golf with Doyle Brunson. That was super cool. He was a really nice guy. And, there's other stories I could say about Doyle Brunson, and today's not the day to do so, but I can tell you that he was always well-respected, always fun to play poker with at the tables, just a really fun person to play with.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah, he was. His son, Todd, I know his son, Todd. I don't really need to talk about him right now because I have some stories about him too, but I'll say it this way. Doyle was a great ambassador for the game of poker. He was a great ambassador to the game of poker. The fact that at his age, in his 80s, I think he passed away yesterday at the age of 89, in his 80s, he was still playing poker at such a high level goes to show you his brain power. I mean, how impressive it is to be playing poker at such a high level at his age. I was really, really impressed by that. Really, really impressed by that. But, again, 89 years old. He lived a great life. If somebody could give me 89, I'd be ecstatic. He lived a long life, and he got popular in his older years when poker just started to become very popular. Around 1998, 99, 2000 is when poker really started to become very popular. And Doyle was always the ambassador, right? He was always the godfather. That's why they called him the godfather of poker. Don't know what his cause of death was. I know his son, Todd, who also lives here in Vegas, was by his side, my understanding. But certainly a pioneer of the game. And Doyle Brunson, at the age of 89, will be sorely missed. Revolutionized the game of poker. And it's interesting because the World Series of Poker is now starting, I believe, at the end of the month. The World Series of Poker starts. And in Las Vegas, they're going to have a ton of tributes and a ton of things to honor Texas Dolly, another nickname of his. They're going to be doing a lot of things at the World Series of Poker this year to honor Doyle Brunson, and they should. Again, a pioneer, the biggest name in the game, and will be sorely missed. So my thoughts and prayers to all of his family and friends. I reached out to some of his friends, some of the poker people that I know. Yesterday I reached out, said I'm sorry to Phil Helmuth, Daniel Negreanu, just people that I know that knew him, Antonio Esfandiari. I reached out to Todd on social media and told him how sorry I was and my condolences to him. And the poker community certainly is mourning today. The biggest name in poker history, passing away yesterday at the age of 89, Texas Dolly, Doyle Brunson. All right, here's what we're going to do, folks. We are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, actress and comedian extraordinaire, I'm a big fan of hers. She's performing at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club tonight, and really looking forward to catching up with the ever so talented and funny Lunell. Very funny comedian.
This is going to be so exciting.
She's going to be joining us next. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on 107.1 FM and, of course, 1400 AM, KSHP.
Oh, yeah.
everybody. Are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premier Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super hero, that is, because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices, office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well, so I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Gwynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702-540-3311.
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines, beware. Go Bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though? Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit sapphirepoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
When you bring your vehicle to Star Auto Care for maintenance, you'll have a team of professionals at your service. Every one of our technicians has been factory trained and master status certified to ensure that you receive the highest quality and most effective service. Star Auto Care is located at 3540 East Tropicana Avenue, just east of Pecos. Star Auto Care is confident in their prices and will match any mechanic located within 20 miles. Bring your vehicle in today and let Star Auto Care give you the peace of mind you deserve when you service your car. Visit them online at starautocare.us.
Whether you're a corporate executive, on a family vacation, or just passing through, St. George Inn & Suites will meet your specific needs. It's conveniently located near restaurants, shopping, and movie theaters. St. George Inn & Suites offers a variety of room types, 2 fabulous pools and jacuzzis, a fitness center, a free full hot buffet breakfast, and laundry facilities. To make your booking, call 435-673-6661 or book online at stgeorgeinnhotel.com. You need to stop in Southern Utah? Make that stop at St. George Inn & Suites.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, anybody who knows me knows I go to a lot of comedy shows. I just met Adam Carolla the other day, and we had TJ Miller in studio, Pauly Shore. I mean, I interview all these people, and the lovely lady that we have in studio with us right now, I'm a big fan of hers. She's been some of the most iconic films of all time. Some of my favorites, like Borat, like The Rock. I mean, the list goes. I mean, she's been in Eddie Murphy movies, and she is such a funny lady, such a great comic, and one of my favorites. She's going to be performing. Well, she was there last night. She performs a residency Sunday and Monday nights at the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club, and it really is a pleasure to have the very, very funny and talented Lunell joining us in studio. This is very exciting.
Welcome.
Lunell, thank you so much for being here. You're sporting your very glittery hat and the cool shades, and I like the look. You're looking good.
You look like a rock star today.
I like it.
You got the sparkles on.
Rhythm Nation Senior Citizen Edition.
Not senior citizen.
So 50 years ago, if somebody said to you, Lunell, you're going to be headlining in Las Vegas, what would you have said?
I'd have said naturally.
I like that
That's
answer.
that confidence I love to hear.
Yeah, naturally.
I love it. I love it.
It's always been a goal of mine to get to Las Vegas. It used to be, had the reputation of, this is where you go when your career is waning, or this is when you go last Yahoo.
That's not true.
That's
not
the way
true at all.
it used to be perceived.
Yep.
But it is absolutely not the way it is now. And I feel like I'm catching it on the real upswing of Vegas resurgence, especially since being shut down for 2 years.
I agree. And the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club, it's a great club, and I'm a big fan of Jimmy Kimmel, too, and I think the club is awesome. I mean, I got to take me back to when you first got started in this business. Like, how did you get your first, I guess you could say, foot in the door in the entertainment business when you got started?
Well, I think that actually everything started with church choir.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like rehearsal on Wednesday and you have a show on Sunday. It's sort of like that. And then from there, I went into theater because I had went to a play and got to go to the opening night reception. And I got to go backstage and see all the cords and the lights and the wardrobe hanging and stuff in the dressing rooms, and then went to the reception, and everybody was loving on people. They was taking pictures, and they were drinking champagne and eating little finger foods. And I said, I don't know what this is, but I want some of this. And subsequently just started studying theater, and then from there, a friend of mine couldn't make an audition, and this is, 27, 28 years ago.
Right.
So they sent me instead, and I got the part, and that was in my first movie. So I Married an Axe Murderer, which is Mike Myers' first
Very funny movie. Yeah.
Before any of the Austin Powers stuff.
Right.
And then it just sort of spiraled, and I sort of met a guy who was dating my roommate, and he was a comic. And he would be at the house all the time. These are trash. I'm going to take them out. I can only hear one ear anyway.
Sorry about that,
Go to
Lunell.
Radio Shack and get some new.
I know. We can't afford real headphones.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
can. And so
I'm glad you said it, Lunell.
anyway, I went to the club, and the guy had said he would put me up, and thought about some things that I thought was funny, but it wasn't really my goal.
Right.
But the very first night that I did stand up, I met the late great Robin Harris. The first night, I took that as sort of like an omen, and he told me to come to his club, and I met a young GL, young Jaime, a young, Bill Bellamy, and not you per
I'm
se.
JBD. Hold on. When you meet me.
I love Bill Bellamy.
If I had met you, you would know.
I love Bill Bellamy, by the way.
Tell me
But
about
you've
it.
worked with some of the most iconic people on film. Let's start with Eddie Murphy. Obviously, I'm a huge Eddie Murphy fan. His stand-up was just second to none, and so many iconic films.
Did
right?
you ever see when he went back to Saturday Night Live?
I have seen video of that. You can find that on YouTube and stuff. Brilliant.
I was there. I flew there to watch it.
Isn't he?
I was in the
What is
building.
it? So let me ask you this: the first time you meet Eddie Murphy, or you find out you're going to be in some films with him, what goes through your mind? Are you nervous the first time you meet him? What was that like being on set with Eddie Murphy?
Well, I didn't meet him for the first time for work. I met him for the first time at a club in L.A. that used to be called the Conga Room. And it was, like, oh, hey, what's up, Eddie? And we took a picture and all this kind of stuff, which I have in my living room. Then the next time I met him was at the premiere for Norbit. And I was
Funny
like,
movie.
Love that movie.
He was over there with Tracy Edmonds and stuff. And I was like, hi, Eddie, can I come over? And he was like, yeah. And I wanted to introduce myself. And he's like, I know who you are. And I was like, oh, my God. So we had met several times. Plus, I was really close to his brother, Charlie.
The late Charlie Murphy. I was lucky to meet him in Vegas.
I did Black Jesus with Charlie.
Right.
Did a movie together.
Very talented.
We did a bunch of things together. So Eddie was very aware of me. But when I got the part for Dolomite Is My Name, I had to audition like 5 times. And we even did an old school screen test where they sort of dress you up and put you, in the auntie swag and did all that. Well, actually not in the auntie swag. I actually auditioned for the part of Lady Reed that the other young lady got, Broadway chick. But instead of just getting rid of me because I didn't get that part, they gave me the part of the auntie, which I appreciated more because it was just Eddie and me in that scene. So I was flabbergasted that I was now going to make a movie with Eddie, but I didn't nut up because it wasn't my first time.
Right, understood, and just as such an iconic figure. All right, so let me ask you, and I know you've probably never been asked about Borat before.
Oh,
I know,
never.
but
only every day.
I know nobody
all
has
the time.
Only every interview for the last
I know
20 years.
So forgive me because I want to talk about a lot of other things.
Okay,
but one or
that's
two
cool.
quick questions.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sacha Baron Cohen is brilliant. Was he like in his character when the cameras weren't rolling? Did he stay in his character? Like, did he talk to you in the Borat character, or was he just Sacha Baron Cohen when he talked to you when the cameras weren't rolling?
Sometimes he stayed in character.
Did he really?
Often he stayed in character, but sometimes, like Millie at lunch and stuff, he wasn't. He's very quiet type of guy too. He's not who he acts like. You know what I mean?
So when you're in that scene, obviously the very famous scene where you're playing, I guess for lack of a better term, a prostitute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you show up at this home with nice Christian people. Those people had no idea what was going on, right? They're not paid actors. You were, obviously. But that was real, right? You guys were kicked out of there, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, those nice Christian people were successionist racists.
Doesn't surprise
me.
me.
Never had a black person at their front door ever.
Oh, wow.
Let alone one dressed like a hooker. And you can't do a second take of that. So when you do it, if something goes wrong, you have to go to another town, set up another family, and do it again. Luckily, the first family, and we did it to 3 different families. The first family we did is the family that was in the movie.
But no, aren't you afraid?
They was sick of y'all.
I was terrified.
They was sick of y'all.
I would have been afraid that somebody's going to come out in like a clown outfit or something.
I told him, I said, I'm not doing it. Because Sasha was in the house with the family and the cameras, which had told, they had told people, oh, we have this dignitary from Kazakhstan and blah, blah, blah. And, some of these big wealthy families, they like to be the ones to host a big a political entity or entertainer or whatever. So they had made all this, food, vichyssoise and, steak tartare and all this kind of stuff. And Sasha went in there and, he tasted the stuff and he was like, terrible. He says, you know what American food I like? Little Debbie, and he pulls out a Little Debbie cupcake, and they got all this.
But Lunell, you're hanging out. You're going. You don't know these people.
No,
you're dressed
we're
in
in
revealing
the van,
clothing.
though, but we're in a van, hidden, looking at what's going on inside the house.
So you can see.
So then, director Larry Charles is like, okay, go to the
Brilliant
door.
bad director.
Yes, he's insane like Sasha, and he says, okay, go to the door, and I was like, I'm not doing it. And he said, no, Lunell, it's okay. We got your back. I said, no, they're going to shoot me.
You were genuinely afraid for
Did
your
they have
life.
security or anything for y'all?
No,
just in case?
No.
What if stuff went haywire? What would have happened to your
It
safety?
did go haywire.
No, in like a bad way.
It did go haywire.
So
Well,
stuff,
I'll let you have it.
stuff that we didn't see in the movie. When you say it went, I mean, we know it went haywire, but what else happened that maybe didn't make the cut?
Okay. When we were thrown out the house, because we got thrown out the house.
Right.
They had really called the police on us, so we had to really get out of there.
They
before
called the
That
police.
was real.
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's
And there
crazy.
was 96 arrests during the filming of Borat.
What?
Yeah. So don't forget, as prophetic as Sasha is, if you will recall in the movie, he took a dump in front of Trump Tower.
Yes.
So
yes.
that was pretty prophetic if you asked me.
How did you
Way
get
ahead
that
of
role,
us.
by the way?
I had to audition.
Yeah.
I auditioned.
You were great. Very funny.
Yeah.
Did you, when you're, one more question about this. When you were making that film and in those scenes, did you have any idea that this would be like an iconic comedy that people would be talking about?
No. I thought I was going to get drugged. I thought we were going to get what's that? You know, when the raspberry, when they tell you that your movie is trash. I thought that was what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And
that definitely didn't happen.
Definitely did not. But what did happen or didn't happen was I had to sign a 6-month gag order.
Really?
And not tell people that I was a prostitute. Because if I'm in Beverly Hills and I'm drinking at a bar,
right.
You know, people are like, that's a prostitute. I can't go, I'm not really a hooker, because you don't know who you're talking to.
Do people still say that?
Yeah.
And
they're gonna ruin
you could breach your contract.
Yeah.
So when Sasha and Ken Davidian were going on doing all this press, you know, I could have been doing that too, but I couldn't because of the gag order. So I didn't get any. That could have leveled me up, that movie right there.
But you've been in so many iconic films, and
I'm still...
And you're still going strong.
As
but
you should say.
Is it frustrating to you at all, or do you embrace it? Because I would imagine a lot of people, especially millennials, right? Everybody knows Borat. Is it annoying to you? And they, you're the comic, you're the hooker from Borat. Does that bother you at all?
Millennials absolutely do not know anything about Borat. Because
maybe you're right.
Millennials don't know anything about anything.
Hold on, wait. I'm a millennial. Don't do that. Don't do that now. Friend.
Okay, so let me say.
Everybody except
Gen X. No, let me say. What's the one under you? Gen X?
Gen Z. Gen Z.
It's not the millennials, because I think I'm a baby boomer.
Yes.
Millennials, okay. Gen Z.
No, it's
X,
them TikTokers.
they're not even listening
you.
to this. So
I get what you're saying, but some people embrace, in their career. Like, I remember I once met James Gandolfini.
God.
The late James Gandolfini. I loved Sopranos.
Oh, my
and it
God.
was such an honor. I met him at Muhammad Ali's 70th birthday celebration here.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, does it get tiring to you? And he says, no, that's what I'm famous for. That's how I made my money. And, and obviously you've done so many great films.
Did you see the movie after the Sopranos?
Yeah, the movie.
His son played him.
Yes, what Saints of Newark, right?
Yeah.
And one of the guys who starred in that movie just passed away. The guy from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Ray Liotta.
The guy with the white hair.
Yeah. Who were some?
and Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Yeah, very sad. What were some of your favorite iconic films, comedies? I'm curious.
That I was in, or that I loved?
Just personally, or that you were in. But I'm like, what are some of your movies that you say, man, that's one of my favorites of all time?
Well, all
besides Borat,
all the Friday franchises.
Listen.
Oh yeah,
I
Faith.
Say that.
Faith for sure.
Off the rip.
Yeah.
And Nutty Professor, the original one, and the later one with Jerry Lewis,
right,
and the one with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I love me some Eddie Murphy.
And anything Lucille Ball related, or anything Carol Burnett related.
Okay.
And just as far as what I've done, like, I think one of my favorite movies is this movie that didn't quite fly, was Lionsgate, but something happened. It was written and directed by Nick Cannon. It was called School Dance.
Yep.
Okay.
And that had, Kevin Hart and Mike Epps and Cat Williams and Lil Duval and myself and George Lopez.
Love Cat.
Rose and Tiffany Haddish. And
wow.
It had a whole star lineup.
A lot of greats, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really funny. And, this other Adam Sandler movie that I did called That's My Boy, where I had played once again. They keep making me be a stripper. They want me to take my clothes off. As a scripper. And I was a head scripper. Sierra played my daughter.
Okay.
And I had my boobs out through the whole movie.
And you were in the Nick Cannon film She-Ball, right?
Yeah, She-Ball.
Yeah.
That didn't go nowhere neither.
Nick Cannon, he was with Mariah for a while, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to ask that. You know that.
I do.
Know that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Go ahead, Jamie.
Lunell, you make a mention of a lot of the greats that you've actually worked with, you've met, participated in other activities with. Tell me, who is your favorite comedian to have worked with and why in your entire career? You got to think hard about this one, huh? Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Okay, how come?
Because I studied him and I watched him and I see how he works now. And with that cast, with so many people, Eddie and Arsenio and John Amos and Rick Ross and, Shari Headley and everybody. It was just an honor to be able to see him work, Comedically, tour-wise, of course, would be Cat Williams, who is, the only person that ever took me on tour.
The only person?
The only person.
Oh, wow.
And he took me twice.
Okay.
So,
Love
he's
Cat
been
Williams.
my friend
Cat
for
Williams.
many,
He's
many
like,
years.
he's like 5 feet tall, right? He's a short dude.
I don't do Cat Williams.
Stand on his wallet and he'll be taller.
That's
than
true.
You better
That's
say
very
it. You better say it.
Right.
Now, Lunell, you're an actor, comedian, writer, and out of all three professions you've done, which you're doing amazing at all three, even simultaneously, which one do you like doing the most and why?
Oh, stand up by far.
By far? How
By
come?
far.
Even over acting, I mean, you're playing a great prostitute in a lot of movies and
Yeah,
shows.
but,
You do a good job,
the
Fred.
experience I have. Stand up because I'm saying my own words. And I don't have to memorize. I'm not stressed to memorize other people's lines and words and stuff. And I'm my own director, my own writer, my own producer. I do the show the way I want to and arrange it the way I want to, have the people on it that I want to and stuff like that. And I prefer to do television over movies because of the turnaround. You tell somebody, I'm doing a movie with, with Sanaa Lathan or whatever, and then 10 months later, what happened to the movie? It's coming,
listen,
it's coming.
I've had
so
a few
every
of those
movie is
experiences.
a year coming out.
Yep.
So I don't like that. I like the television
Trust
turnaround
me.
better. I'm on Hacks right now, which is on HBO Max with Gene Smart about a female comic in Las Vegas. And I'm on another show called Tiny Beautiful Things, and that's on I think Hulu maybe. And I just like to turn around for television.
I feel that.
If you're just joining us, she is Lunell. She is performing residency at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club. Fantastic stand-up comic. Sunday night, Monday night. The shows are 9 p.m. Have that right?
9:30 on Sunday nights and 7:30 tonight on Monday nights.
So it's 7:30 tonight. I absolutely recommend going out
Have
and
you
checking
been
it
to
out.
see me yet?
I need to see you.
I haven't seen you in person,
So
but
he
I've
telling
seen
you about something, y'all, that he ain't even.
Listen,
No.
I have an excuse, though. I
That's-
moved here a month ago, so can I come? Can you want to give
I
me a
moved
personal
here
invite?
10 days ago.
I have
Oh, okay,
seen-
Crimea
listen.
River.
So we here. We
I
here.
have-
Where's
I
my
have-
personal invite?
I have seen Lunell on YouTube, and I've seen her video stand-up comedy, but I haven't seen you do
And I
stand-up.
gotta say that's great, but
But not in
until
person.
you're in the
See you in
room
person,
to feel me and to,
Right,
like
I agree.
see every nuance and
Can
smell
I feel you
me.
now?
You may.
Ooh, hold on, don't do that. I'm single now. Okay.
I
but
just wanted to
and
ask her
what
one
else?
Eddie Murphy, one
Okay.
Eddie Murphy
You
question.
said what and what else?
I said, and what else?
Whatever you need me to be.
Uh-huh.
Listen,
No, I don't need
stand,
that.
stand on your wallet. Whatever you need me to be.
Lunell, I know you just mentioned Eddie Murphy. I could talk to you about Eddie Murphy forever, but obviously Coming to America, another iconic film. You were in Coming to America too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was friends with the late great Louis Anderson, who was
me
a
too.
wonderful comic and just a great man.
Yes.
What is it like being on set of Coming to America 2? I'm just curious because, I mean, again, you're recreating what was, in my opinion, one of my favorite movies, a classic of all time.
Yes.
What was that like when you got invited and to do that, Coming to America 2?
Well, if I may speak uninterrupted for like 3 minutes,
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you.
Please do.
First of all, being cast in an Eddie Murphy movie at all was already a mind blower. Then to be cast in the second one in under a year, couldn't nobody tell me nothing, first of all. And then, excuse me, a lot of people had mixed issues about the movie. They were like, it wasn't the first one. First of all, the fact that those people are still alive and able to do that movie was major. Second of all, I was coming to a studio owned by a black man, Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, who had all these sound stages that say Sidney Poitier, Ossie Davidson, Ruby Dee, Oprah Winfrey, Halle Berry, Whoopi Goldberg, and all this. And if you think about all the movies those people have done collectively over the years, and not one studio has any of their names on any studio anywhere in Hollywood. So Tyler paid homage to them, and it was very prideful to come to work and see that every day. I think we taped on the Sidney Poitier studio soundstage. And then you have all these actors with you, like what I just named, You have Eddie, and you have Arsenio, and you have John Amos, and you have Shari Headley, and you have Rick Ross, and you have, just goes on and on and on and on. And that was amazing, too. Plus, you have Ruth Carter, who's the only black woman to win the Oscar for wardrobe, because she did Black Panther.
Right.
She did Coming to America, the first one. She did Coming to America, this one. And to see all my people dressed in this beautiful African garb every day, it was the happiest place. The extras were happy. Everybody was happy.
That's great.
Happy. Aww. So no matter what nobody says about that film, I'm proud to be in it, and I could watch it every day, man.
You know what, Lunell? It's impossible to try to top the first one. That's asking too much. Just the fact that, like what you just said, I couldn't said any better.
Like even The Godfather.
Of course. And
they were good,
just
but
the
they'll
fact
never be
that
the
these
first
people,
one.
many of them, of course, the late, great Louis Anderson, but just to get these people back together is very special, right?
Yes.
It's very special to see, what is it, Semi?
The only people we didn't get Sam Jackson back.
Why is that? You think he wanted too much money?
No, because they've got money. I think he
got money.
He was like the guy who tried to rob the McDowells back in and that was one of his first movies.
Because they're going to make him own the McDowells in
Why is
sequel.
it? Okay, let me ask you a question, Lunell. Why is it? Here's a guy like Samuel L. Jackson. It was one of his first breaks in Hollywood. And listen, I can't speak for him. I'm just trying to. I guess I'll ask you two. I don't know, but why is it you think they couldn't get him to do like a quick scene in Coming to America 2? I think that would have been great.
Well, I really don't know why. But it's his loss,
right?
Because
I
he
agree.
should have done it.
It's priceless, right? You already got all the money in the world. Why not just be with the cast?
But maybe he
again?
had a conflict. You know, he could have been out of the country.
It's possible, but a lot of the others that were in the first one were obviously in the second one, and it was great to see you in that movie. And it was awesome.
I got mixed feelings about Sam anyway, because I just have never gotten over when he did Eve's Bayou, and he had to kiss little young Megan Good. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, get somebody else to do it.
Not get somebody else to do it.
Is there anybody in Hollywood, if you were asked, Lunell, that you had to have a kiss scene or a love scene with somebody in Hollywood, is there somebody you say, absolutely not, I won't do it? Are there people out there that you just won't work with and do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to mention any names, though.
No, let me think.
She's like, I got you. She's like, I got you.
I would never want to. I don't know. I've kissed some pretty hideous people in movies before.
Like, if you had to kiss Donald Trump and they paid you 6 figures, would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't?
I'm glad you have standards.
No, I wouldn't do it.
I'm glad. If there's somebody in Hollywood that you've always had a thing for that you would love to kiss on set, who would it be? Would it be like a Brad Pitt, Eddie Murphy? Like who?
No, it used to be Blair Underwood.
Oh.
But Blair has recently gotten engaged to some
trollop
that he knew from the past. So I don't love him anymore. I would love to kiss my baby Bruno Mars, of course.
Bruno's very talented.
I would love to kiss Bruno in the worst way. Yeah, and if you come to my show, you'll see why.
In the worst way.
In the worst way.
In the worst way. What they look like?
I would have an accident. But I really want to kiss Jason Momoa.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. I can understand
cheeks
that.
out or cheeks covered up?
He can do whatever he wants to with his cheeks, my cheeks.
Let me just say this: as a straight man, I can say I can totally understand that. What's Cat Williams like behind closed? Like, is he just crazy and fun to hang out with? I'm curious.
None of us are like that behind closed doors.
No.
So
Cat's reserved, or
I mean, some people are. Like Miguel Nunez is crazy.
I know Miguel very well. He's a friend of mine.
Miguel Nunez is crazy in real life. But most of
Miguel
is
crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I don't know, Lunell. You seem pretty crazy in real life too. You seem like you got it.
Me?
She's gonna slap you. You better be careful.
You got a fire under.
No, you're
you.
right. Miguel, who played Joanna Man, is a personal friend of mine. I went with him and Vivica A. Fox to a Laker game. And Miguel is nuts.
Yes, he's crazy
like,
all the time.
He never slows down. Like, I'm like, Miguel, how much cocaine do you do? Like, bro, I don't do cocaine.
He don't do no drugs
he's
like
just,
that.
He's just
not like that.
He's just like Ritalin. Like, he's just nonstop.
Wait,
like,
speaking about drugs, didn't you just get banned from, not banned, but blocked on Instagram for something really stupid? Can you tell us about that?
What happened? Tell us.
Social media be trying it.
Well, first of all, to answer your question about Cat.
Sorry.
He is a very, soft-spoken, quiet guy. He's very competitive. He likes to play basketball and always, challenges somebody like that.
He's not a center.
No, he's not a center unless he stands on his wallet.
Keep it up.
And
he's got a lot of money. That's
don't
true.
come for my cat. And myself, You know, I have very quiet times. I have very stoic time. I turn on so much on stage that I don't, you know, usually do a lot of it around the house. But, you know, I am a fun chick. It's my nature. I have a, you know, really bad temper, really wicked mouth, reckless. So
Like my mom.
I try to stay out of that zone.
Yep.
And then so the next question you had asked me was, it was after Cat, and you said something else real fast.
Yeah. So I actually, you made me just forget. But actually, I want to, hold on, I'm going to get to that in a second. But you made a great statement about how, you know, you have a bad temper and you're trying to work on that.
You asked me about getting banned off.
Yeah, but before you get into that, though, I want to stay on this topic. Do you go to therapy for your temper, though?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Have you ever gone to therapy, though?
Yes.
Did you like it?
No.
If there's anybody in Hollywood you'd want to sock in the face, who would it be?
Her face. Her face. Look, don't get us banned on YouTube now. Tell us, what is it?
Like, what would you do to a guy like Harvey Weinstein? Would you just beat the crap out of him?
No, I'd give him what he wanted. I'd pee in his mouth.
Ew, hold on, wait.
Are you sure you're not talking about Donald Trump? I'm sorry.
Ew.
Both of them.
But let's go back to the social media thing. What got you banned on Instagram?
Okay, first of all, I get blocked from live all the time.
But why?
Because they be picking on me because I see some of the most nastiest,
I do.
rudest,
trust
inappropriate
me, I be seeing
stuff,
unclothed
and then
people
they
live.
block me.
Right.
So right now I'm blocked from going live, which I'm gonna fight because I had my assistant had got me this. Preface. I haven't had mushrooms in my mouth since the 80s.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because I was like, oh, these kids, I'm not. But he got me this little chocolate candy bar that had mushroom in it.
Oh.
And you eat a little bit of it, and it's just zing, and it's so much fun. And it took me about 2 weeks to eat this little candy bar.
Okay.
And I said, I want some more. And so he went to the dispensary where he went to go get it. They were out, but he ordered some. So I put the candy bar on my Insta truly, and on my story, mind you.
Right.
And said, what dispensary has these? Get at me.
Right.
It was truffle meanie, purple meanies or something like that it was called. And they blocked me for that.
What did they
That's
say?
ridiculous.
Was it, were you promoting the wrong things?
I wasn't promoting nothing. I was trying to get some, trying to cop.
Well,
I
now,
don't
do you,
think-
do you
listen,
feel
I-
like it's too like we're in a
No,
cancel
they're
culture?
looking at certain people.
Right.
They're looking
and
at certain
they're
I know, but
They're
when you
trying to-
see
they're
what
trying to find a
happened
way
to,
to
listen,
push
Chris
your
Rock getting slapped, but Dave Chappelle, that was serious, right? A guy came at him with a knife. This is your profession, and I love Dave Chappelle, by the way. This is what you do for a living. Does that scare you? When
Not at all.
Really? Why? Because some comics are.
Because I keep a knife on stage anyway.
Yeah, you do really.
So
For
you're
that
ready to
reason.
fight for yourself.
Did you always do that, Lunell, or just recently in the last few years?
No, but I have been saying that comedians are too accessible anyway. The clubs pack them in so that you can be right here and there can be an audience member like right here.
But isn't the point for it to be intimate, for you to feel like you're actually there in the
But
show?
there's intimacy and then there's danger.
Right.
You know, when you are a singer, there's usually a pit between the audience and yourself, or there's a bunch of security. Most of the clubs, the security is there for the club, not for you. And if security's in the back of the room, you could get stabbed 12 times by the time they could get to you.
I agree. I don't blame you.
So I hire my own security at Kimmel's. They have security, but I hire
So
my
what
own.
solution do you think outside of security that they should have to protect you and other comedians?
You mean the club?
Yeah, do they just have a gate
They
or
should.
push
First of
tables back?
all, they should have security by the stage on both sides. They should also regulate their own audience so the comic doesn't have to say, "Can you guys be quiet?" or whatever like that.
Okay.
And because if you were, black in a white club and you're causing too much ruckus, somebody gonna come speak to you. But if you're white in a white club, ain't nobody gonna talk to you. And then it's the comics' job to do that, and so that becomes annoying because that's not what we're really there for, and don't want to, don't want to antagonize anybody. But mostly the best device to keep people from heckling you or trying to attack you is to be loved, to be a beloved comic. I feel like I'm that. Nobody gonna come at me that way, and I don't give off the persona to where you would want to do nothing like that.
Unless you have some of those Christians in the Borat movie that are at your show wearing the white
You
cape.
say they were Christians.
Whatever they are.
Nobody said they were ever Christians.
Was David
They
Duke?
were
David Duke was at
successionists.
that dinner, I think. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You make a great point. You said that you want people to love you so that you can feel protected at your
No, I don't
shows.
want people to love
You
me.
have to be loved.
They do.
Okay. Period. Let me know.
I'm one of them, by the way.
Listen,
And I
love you
want
too.
them to love me, but that's...
Wait, how you gonna say you gonna try to come at me, but now you
I-
gonna say now you want
no,
them to
no,
love
no.
you?
Everybody wants love.
Right.
But they don't need to love me the way they do, but they do.
Got you.
You know?
deserve it.
And I do deserve it. I'm not out here messing with nobody or
Right.
trying
But
to
I
do
wanna-
nothing.
With that being said, though, you are a woman who still doesn't care to speak her mind and stand on her beliefs. So how do you feel comedy has evolved now with there being so many people who speak out against certain racial, sexual, and gender-specific jokes?
Well, see, I have my first Netflix special being taped in 3 weeks, produced by Dave Chappelle.
Okay, nice. Congrats.
And I hope to, with my special, I hope to bring just the fun back into a comedy special.
right.
You know, I want people to leave with their endorphins tingling and talking about it in the car. I feel like a lot of the specials, nobody in specific, the last like 4 I've watched, they seem a little preachy to me. And like, let's talk about something else besides the obvious.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about some stuff that's relatable to everybody. I'm here in Las Vegas as a black woman of a certain age, but my audiences are not gender specific, they're not race specific, they're not any of that. These are tourists. Some people can't even speak English, but they've seen the girl in Borat and didn't want to see me in person.
I love that.
So you have to be a comic who is able to be related to by everybody out there.
Yep.
And that's what type of comedy that
Again, a couple more quick questions for you, Lunell.
No worries.
We really appreciate you being here. She's performing on a residency at the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club Sunday night at 9 p.m.
9:30.
9:30. Sorry, I got that wrong. I knew I
you
would
can
screw that up.
arrive
Show
at
up
9.
early, though. Show up early, y'all.
Right.
Pack the house
Yeah.
out.
And then tonight it's 7:30.
30.
Okay, 7:30.
Add them 30s
I'm
in
giving,
there.
But be there at 7.
I'm getting it. Yeah, 30 minutes
No
earlier.
CP time.
So let's,
Okay, right.
Lunell, let's talk about Las Vegas because you just recently bought a house. Congratulations on
Thank
that, by
you.
the way. I think that's
Congrats.
awesome. You're officially a Vegas local.
I am.
You know, a movie that you were in, The Rock. Nicolas Cage has lived out here and he loves it here. I've had
And
a chance.
Wahlberg's been in a big
Mark-
studio
Mark-
out here.
I wanted to ask you about that because you're so in this industry for a long time. Wahlberg says it's the best decision he ever made, him and his family moving out here.
Oh, yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
Nick Cage has said very similar things to that. Tom Brady just bought a house out here. As someone who spent so much time in LA and working in this industry, I wanted to know the differences for you between LA and Vegas. And obviously you move here, you have a residency here, which is great. I just feel like it's so much more relaxing out here off the strip. And LA is so stressful. There's so many people, the smog, the traffic. The
people.
It's more expensive to live out there, too. It's crazy. And the homeless issues out there in California, it's horrible. I just feel like Vegas is more relaxing. Do you agree or disagree?
My home in Las Vegas, I was telling Mark, my assistant over here.
Yeah.
My home in Las Vegas is the peace I never knew I needed.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I needed it. Because in LA, I got peace in my home and stuff. But yeah, you can go a couple blocks.
Once
Well,
you walk out that
actually,
door, though.
I live 3 blocks away from the Marathon shop where Nipsey was murdered.
Where Nipsey Hussle was?
okay.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
so I pass out every day, so that's heartbreaking and depressing every
my
day.
God, that's terrible.
It's like PTSD because every day you
knew
pass it.
Nipsey?
I didn't know him.
Yeah.
But I knew.
It
I know
affected the
the
entire
people.
community, though.
Yeah, of course.
He did a lot for...
I
And
live
see,
downtown. I just
I've-
moved from downtown. There's murals everywhere.
Of
Still.
course,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course, they're not gonna get rid of them.
They're not.
And like I lived through, King, Kennedy King, Martin, I lived through all that. But as my daughter, this is the first assassination of somebody like that in her life.
Right.
So I had to see her go through it. It was enough that Michael died, and then they had his funeral at the Staples Center. Then Nipsey got murdered, and then they had his funeral at the Staples Center. Now it's Crypto.com. And to watch her go through this and see what it did to her and the community, it's traumatic. But going back to the question, I love LA. LA is where the studios are. LA is where the opportunities are, those opportunities.
Right.
And LA is where the stars are. Okay, so that was fine. And I still have my house in LA. I have a video studio in LA. I have another studio my daughter lives in 4 blocks from my house in LA. Fine. But this house in Vegas is the peace that I didn't know I needed.
I'm happy.
Like I sit by the pool in the mornings and I smoke a joint and I, play with the dog and nobody really knows where I am. It's in a gated community and I feel a little bit better. Right. I wasn't worried in L.A. I wasn't worried in L.A. because, God covers me and I'm not worried about any of that. Plus I got bars. But I got bars all around that thing. It's like living in the zoo.
You got them pew-pews?
Well, listen, I love that you're living here, that you bought a house here. I think that's so awesome.
I love it.
You're a part of the community.
Welcome.
And how long have you been here for?
Well, my nephew, I bought the house for my nephew.
Oh, cool.
I took a note out of Nipsey's page about generational wealth, and I said, well, let me buy it, and he wanted to move back to Texas, where his father, my brother, is, because they're getting older. I'm the 8th of 8 kids. He wanted to get closer to his parents. So he was going to put the house up for sale. I walked through it. I'm like, well, let me, and this is my first home.
Right.
It took me a little longer than some people, but, so what? So it's got nothing but family juju all in the house.
That's beautiful.
And it's a really, really beautiful property.
That's awesome.
Easily it would have cost $2.5 in L.A.
You know Jimmy J.J. Walker? He lives out here. He's been performing here for years.
I met him a couple of weeks ago at Kimmel's.
He's a good guy. Really good
well,
guy.
I don't know. His girlfriend is trash.
So you better speak it. Hold on. When is the housewarming? Because I want to know what my
No
invite.
housewarming.
When is my invite coming in the mail?
Well,
I
give you my
told
address.
everybody I'm not having no housewarming until I get housekeepers.
Oh,
because I'm not
okay.
spending the next day fishing solo cups out my
I don't blame you. So, Lunell, we want to make the room packed tonight.
Yeah.
You certainly deserve it. Unfortunately, I can't. I wish I could go tonight, but
But there's many
next week
weekends
I'm gonna
to
come.
come.
I'm gonna come see you next week. That is
I'm
a
free tonight.
promise.
I'm going to support you.
Yeah.
Can you?
I'm going to come
Yes.
support you.
Yes.
Oh, you're
Is
gonna
this
have
my
a-
invite?
And yes, this
Oh,
is
I
your
got the
formal
invite on
invite
air.
for any of you.
Jamie's
here.
just trying to get free
And then you
tickets.
got to promise me you'll come back on
Absolutely.
and tell people I went and the show.
Okay.
Da 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 da.
Okay,
If
I
you
always-
hated it, say that.
No, I'm not.
If you love it, say that.
Okay, you know what?
I could
got
never
you.
do that.
You should do that if you hated it.
Well,
but there's
I
no
hated-
way
Look,
for
she
you
was
to
in the
hate it.
same. She said she hated her headphones.
I hated the rock. I hated the rock festival I went to over the weekend. I've been complaining about it and bitching about it because I'm Jewish. We complain a lot. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so
you do.
That's what. Yes, but we get along. Black people and Jewish people get along.
My girlfriend is Italian Jewish. She
Oh,
lives
okay,
on the
good.
other side of Vegas.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, last question, Lunell.
No, because you didn't ask me about Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh, Donnie Wahlberg.
I mean, what's Wahlberg?
That's his brother from New Kids on the Block.
The
You're
one
talking
that's
about Mark
building
Wahlberg.
Mark.
Yeah.
I must say, wait.
I like
who?
Donnie too.
I
New
mean,
Kids on the
whatever.
Block.
Right.
Who's the one with the Calvin Kleins on? That's my
I was
boy.
like, wait, wrong person.
Mark Wahlberg. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Mark.
Yep.
Mark.
Yep. You said you wanted to talk about
No,
Mark.
no,
Oh.
I said, and he's building a studio, and you said I
Correct.
wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah, because you've been in this industry for so long, and I keep hearing rumblings about that they're going to be bringing studios here. Do you think that day is going to happen in our lifetime?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Las Vegas is a great place to film.
Yeah.
Not so much on that strip because
no.
the traffic and the
And the people
construction.
just everywhere.
Well, that's what you get with Vegas. It's always been that way, but it's the construction.
It's bad.
That is making everything crazy. and
I
it's
had
not
a
just
flat
here.
tire this morning. I was so over it because of construction.
Did you?
Yeah, a nail in my tire. Again, I moved
That's
here a month
terrible.
ago. When I tell you, this is my piece too, but a lot of stuff been happening over this month, friend.
Maybe it was, I heard maybe it was Jimmy J.J. Walker's girlfriend. I don't know. Lunell, last question, Lunell, because we
I'm gonna stay out
want
of
to we want to pack Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club tonight. For people that have never seen your show before, what should they expect, and why should they come see the iconic Lunell tonight at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club?
Because my show is intelligent. My show is informative, on top of being hilarious, and it's a good date night, and you can find out a lot about a guy or a girl when you find out what type of sense of humor they have.
Yep.
And because Jimmy Kimmel's is a great facility, great comfortable club, and because if you really need to let off some stress, and if you really need to not chuckle but throw your head back, wipe your eyes with tears, then I'm the chick that you need to come see.
Oh, that
I'm
sounds
excited.
Whether a boy or a girl.
got
Because a
me.
lot of guys don't come to see female comics unless their girlfriend drags them there. But I like to call myself guy funny, which means that guys will come see me even without their chick.
I love that.
Come and see what
I
I'm talking
absolutely love that. Well,
Very
Lunell,
sexual.
Period.
That's
Period.
the
Talk
kind
your
of
talk.
that's the kind of comedian I like. I don't like PG-13 stuff.
Me
Anyway,
neither.
no, it's
Y'all like a
too-
nasty, huh?
Although
Y'all like nasty.
I love Louis Anderson though. He was very PG.
Clearly, because you've mentioned him like
Yes.
5 times.
I love that guy. I
loved
guy.
Louis too.
Yes. Well, Lunell, thank you so much for coming in studio.
Thank
You're welcome
you.
back
Yes.
anytime.
Okay.
I can't wait to see your show. Congratulations
Wait,
on
can I
the
feel you one time on air?
Yes, baby.
Ooh, your skin's so soft. What's the secret?
I don't do any
Is it-
manual
is it-
labor.
Hold on, wait. Is it secret, young men?
That might be the secret. That's why everything else on me is so soft.
I'm gonna leave that one alone because I don't want to break any FCC regulations.
We're getting close.
Yes. Lunell, thank you so much for being here. You're
Oh,
the
and
best.
if you want to follow me on Instagram,
Yes.
anybody, please check me out at Lunell at Lunell.
Lunell, don't get blocked on there.
She'll be
okay?
unblocked soon.
I know I will be unblocked
All right.
soon, 'cause that was some
Fight the
BS.
power.
The very funny and talented Lunell joining us in studio.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yes. Sound
Can't-
effects.
Very nice. Sorry, I had to do that once.
Very nice.
Very nice. High five. Lunell, you're the best. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being here.
man.
And
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see your show. She's performing live Sundays at 9:30, Mondays at 7:30. I got it right. How about that?
Yes.
But
Yeah.
still get there early.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
but
They have
early.
a happy hour from
Yes,
4 to 7,
it's
so
awesome.
get there early.
They do.
The lovely and talented Lunell. Thank you so much for being
Thanks,
here. Lunell.
everybody.
Appreciate that. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after this with Chris Wynn. You're listening to Pushing the Limits right here on KSHP.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premium Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well, so I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Wynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702-540-3311.
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines, beware. Go Bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though, Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit sapphirepoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices, office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
STN Sports is the only sports betting app you need this season. STN Sports has it all. In-play betting, mobile parlay cards, the Play Plus card to fund and withdraw from anywhere in Nevada, and the latest lines on every game. STN Sports even lets you earn rewards on every bet. Safe and easy betting from your phone or tablet. Go to StationCasinoSports.com or sign up at any Station Casino, Fiesta Wildfire, or the El Cortez. Details at the sportsbooks.
The Farmer's Burger from Farmer Boys. Beef, bacon, cheese, hand-smashed avocado, and fresh veggies. Best burger champ. That's how we drop the mic. Farmer Boys. Farm food ain't fast food. Farmer Boys' new always crispy fries stay crispier and tastier all the way home. If they make it home. Sharing is caring. Farmer Boys. Farm food ain't fast food.
Jumpers Jungle Family Fun Center is an indoor children's jump and party space in Las Vegas, located at 2050 South Rainbow Boulevard. Kids of all ages can come and jump on our bouncers, race through the obstacle courses, speed down the mega slides, slam dunk into the basketball hoops, and much more. Are you looking for that perfect birthday party venue? Look no further. Jumpers Jungle has a party package that will fit your needs. Check out the open play schedule online at jumpersjungle.com or call 702-463-JUMP. It's time to jump your way to fun at Jumpers Jungle on the corner of Oakey and Rainbow.
The best choice for convenience, comfort, and value, My Place hotels are ideal for both short-term and long-term travelers. The rooms at My Place features pillow-top mattresses, microfiber bedding, and a variety of soft and firm pillows. All extended stay rooms offer their own kitchen, which includes a full-size refrigerator and a cooktop. On-site laundry facilities are also available for extended stays at pet-friendly My Place hotels. Book your stays online at myplacehotels.com. My Place Hotels, St. George and West Jordan, Utah. Make My Place your place.
Shopping is always easy with the Radio Shopping Show. Whether it's shopping during any one of our live shows right here on AM 1400 or listening live on the KSHP app, you can always call in at 702-221-7283 to pick up great deals with your favorite host. Or shop 24/7 at kshp.com. Go to kshp.com and select Shopper's Guide to browse hundreds of businesses featured on the show. Place your order online and we'll have it shipped right to your front door. With so many possibilities, it's hard not to shop.
The Klondike Casino is a friendly local spot that features their signature restaurant, the Klondike Grill, serving up fresh food fast. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just off the 95 freeway on Sunset Road in Henderson. You will find the Klondike Casino, featuring all your favorite games from the Strip in the comfort of a neighborhood casino. You can place a bet at their full-service sports book, or start your day with a breakfast plate that comes with your choice of potato and toast. Or check us out for lunch or dinner and try one of our many sandwiches, like the popular beer-battered fish sandwich or the Philly cheesesteak. Check out the full menu at KlondikeSunset.com.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive stomach? Hi, it's Kelly the Cookie Lady from Mooch's Munchies. Our dogs had super sensitive tummies and I needed to find a low-fat treat that wouldn't give them gas or other issues. Most of the treats on the market were loaded with fillers, chemicals, and chicken fat. Many of them weren't even food. Well, I knew I could do better, so I developed Mooch's Munchies, and I'm happy to be able to share them with you. Stop by our store or our website, moochesmunchies.com, and find out why we say that Mooch's Munchies are totally pawsome.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits. And we are on a Monday, ladies and gentlemen. That was very fun having Lunell in studio. She's a lovely lady. I can't wait to catch her show. By the way, speaking of which, can't wait. Jackson's Bar and Grill, one of my favorite gaming bars, if not my favorite gaming bar in Las Vegas. Check them out, Flamingo and Jones. Every Wednesday, if you earn 300 points, you get to spin the wheel, win up to $3,000, and then or 200, and then 300. So if you get 500 points, you get to spin the wheel twice, chance to win up to $3,000 2 times doing so. Great food, great atmosphere. They also have great promotions on Friday. If you earn 1,500 points, you get $100 in free play on Saturday. Please check them out. Jackson's Bar and Grill, located at Flamingo and Jones. So, you know, it's been a little while. People say, hey, is Chris Wynn still doing your show? It's been a few weeks. But, you know, the man, the myth,
last week.
The man, the myth, the legend himself.
Brian had a brain fart there.
Yeah,
I was on the show Friday, literally like 2 days ago.
Well, yes, but I wasn't here.
And
so
like twice last
What do you mean
week,
you weren't here?
wasn't
You were
here.
doing the show with us
Yes,
at
Friday
Sapphire
and
Day
Monday.
Club on Friday. I
meant-
was there.
I know you came in on Friday at Sapphire, but I'm talking about in studio when I'm here.
Oh, he's trying to explain himself. He's trying to clarify. He's trying to clarify Jamie.
And by the way, C. Wynn nearly creamed his pants when he was sitting next to Evan Stone at Sapphire.
Evan Stone is a superstar. Come on now.
Well, anyway.
By the way,
Chris-
happy Monday, everybody.
Yes.
Happy late Mother's Day to all your
Yes,
mothers.
of course.
And to my mother out there, my mother Susan.
Of course.
And that, by the way, that was an outstanding segment with Lunell. I'm a monster fan of her. She does her thing on stage as far as as far as being a stand-up. She's great, but she's also great with her character acting. Like
really
her
is.
spots in the movies she's done. She's been great. So that was
I
a
loved
lot
her.
of fun.
I loved
to
her
see that.
in Borat and so many other great movies, Eddie Murphy movies. Coming to America 2, she was in. I mean, I looked at that. It was really awesome. All right, so we're going to get to some serious topics later on in the show, of course. I mean, there's so many things going on in the news. By the way, the Michael Jackson impersonator on the subway who was killed, I believe he was murdered. Charges have been filed there. We'll get to that later. John Morant in trouble again, brandishing a gun. I mean, this guy has to be so stupid to be making the same mistake again. Probably cost himself, I would say, upwards of maybe even $50 million when you think about how this is going to hurt his career. Anyway, we'll get to that a little bit later.
Right.
So I thought we'd have some fun, Chris, and I said to myself, I want Chris Wynn to read some books to us as if we're children. I wanted you to dress in drag because I wanted to piss off all the Republicans, but unfortunately Chris is dressed up as himself, which you could argue maybe drag or not. I don't know, but I wanted you to read some books. So I don't know if you know the story of the Good Liars. They're a prankster group on social media. They prank Republicans and Democrats, and I interviewed them, and they went to a Donald Trump Jr. book signing, and they took his book and they changed the cover to "Daddy, Please Love Me." How everything I do is to try to earn my father's love. And then I go to the back of this book, and it's even more funny. "Daddy, please love me. Everything I do is to try to earn my father's love. Look, I wrote a book for you. Are you proud?"
And it's that weird picture with him kind of sitting awkwardly, I believe, on the log, right?
Yes,
with the
very
flannel
awkward.
shirt. Yeah,
So they gave.
Oh,
this,
now I saw it again.
They told me they gave this very book with this cover to Donald Jr. to sign it. He grabs. He said, "Sure, I'll sign it for you." And he grabs the pen, and then when he's looking at it, he looks at it, and then he gives it back.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I'm not going to have you read that book. I have two.
I'm like, wait, read it.
I have two books that listeners sent to me. One is an mocking Donald Trump book.
Right.
It's called "Good Night Trump," and the other book is someone who I guess is a Trump supporter. "Good Night Sleepy Joe." It's a very graphic book, not graphic in a horrible way. It's
so, Brian, we're equal opportunity
Yes.
ribbing going on right now,
So,
folks. Okay,
Chris-
this is just y'all going to be bashing Donald Trump.
So the Trump book is a little longer. Want to start with Sleepy Joe? I'll give you the choice.
Sleepy Joe, absolutely. I got to go with the.
So here's
I
what
got to
I
go
want-
with the POTUS right now.
So here's what I want Chris to do. I'm going to want him to read the book and then maybe being a good storyteller, which I believe you are, after
I
you're
am.
done with the page, put it up in front of the camera so the camera can see it.
No
So
question.
because the images in this book are just as good as how funny it is. Okay? In the book, by the way, it says this book is dedicated to the people and children of Haiti. Save the children, hashtag. So we're going to play some music in the background, some children's music in the background. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Christian William Wynn.
Why you say his full name like that?
By the way, it's "Good Night, Sleepy Joe."
Take it away.
Is the title.
Take it away, Chris.
And we jump right in. And it says, sometimes when it's time for Sleepy Joe to go to bed, lots of things start creeping into his head. And there's Barack Obama in the doorway. Right?
This feels so soothing, Chris. So soothing.
Sometimes Sleepy Joe has good dreams. And good dreams. And crooked dreams galore.
What is it a picture of? What are we looking at?
Wait,
here?
There's a
Wait,
picture
you're
of Joe
going too
Biden in it looks like swim trunks or maybe just underwear, with his hair, with his prickly legs, and a bag of absentee ballots.
And what's
and
with
then
the
it has
lips?
Hillary Clinton. It looks like eating a slice of pizza,
Here, don't move it. Don't move it. Okay.
In her one piece.
And if you guys aren't paying
that people
attention,
are
we're
making
live
fun
on YouTube.
Actually, it's a one-piece
Hold on,
swimming
Chris.
suit.
Hold on, Chris. That's. I think the pizza is a part of the, the alleged underground pedophile ring.
That's exactly what that is.
Yes.
And then it has a podium that says President. It doesn't have the seal, the United States fancy seal, and it just has Joe passed out asleep, is face down into the podium. So that's outstanding. Okay. His favorite dream of all is one about puppets because they are much funner than the ones about budgets. And it's got Joe Biden being a puppet.
It's a very funny book.
He often sleepwalks down to the basement. When everyone wakes up, they are concerned about his displacement. Ba-da! And then there's a bunch of people holding signs, and I'm going to show you the picture. Find Sleepy Joe. Peaceful searchers. And then there's another picture of Joe, which looks like he's sleeping underneath a shoe. And he's like asleep with his eye, those blackout eye things that you can wear when you sleep. Yeah, eye mask.
Why is he under a shoe?
It looks interesting, right? Yeah, it looks like a shoe. His mom always makes him take his vitamins before bed so that the next day when he wakes up, he can use his head. And there's two pictures of Adderall and Provigil, which I don't even know what Provigil is, but it looks like Nancy Pelosi is handing him to Joe. And then Joe is sitting again with this prickly... The theme with this prickly leg thing is a little weird with Joe Biden wearing a suit with shorts and his prickly legs hanging out in front of a camera. So...
Yeah, what's up with those prickly legs?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
Looks like a porcupine.
Ew.
Whenever he has trouble falling asleep, he smells his mom's hair and starts counting sheep.
So he's
and
known.
I think that's Kamala Harris, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Is that Kamala Harris?
Is that Kamala Harris with
I
him?
think it is, yeah. I think it is.
And I believe Joe Biden? Or is it Jill? No, it's Nancy Pelosi again.
It's Nancy Pelosi.
And she's wearing a T-shirt that says, wear a mask. Yeah, because COVID's so political. Okay, so if that doesn't work, that's fine. And who cares? He'll just think about random kids petting his blonde leg hairs.
Okay.
And then there's a picture of Patriot, free candy, the Clinton Foundation.
They look so scared. Why do they look hurt like that? Like there's some... Why
Those young black children look like they have been sexually abused by Joe Biden.
Why look like they came from Africa? Why do they look like that?
They definitely
Jamie,
look strange.
Jamie, don't be racist. That's racist.
If that doesn't work, then he'll find his black cat. And if that doesn't work, his black cat ain't black. And then there's a black cat.
Joe Biden's black cat.
Why they got a KKK rug over his...
Yeah, why was there a KKK rug?
KKK...
It's just a rib at him, basically. Yeah, they put the KKK thing over as he's throwing it out the window. It's the bag on him. Yeah. Now he's done all his things. There's no more to be done. His mind's turned to mush. He's easily outdone. You know that thing and then there's again Joe Biden with a podium with a mask over his forehead, and it says "Vote" with exclamation point. Vote Sleepy Joe.
So they're making fun. Wow,
so they're making fun of the election. Yeah, the 2020.
There's one person in the media asking him a question. Just one person at the press conference.
Just one person.
You know?
Because nobody shows up for Joe Biden's.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up
Reminds
during COVID-19 when everything was locked down.
Reminds me of a Las Vegas Lights press conference.
Go to sleep, Sleepy Joe. You'll feel better in the morning. Words are hard, but they'll come. And if not, keep on running. And there's a getaway car. That's definitely Kamala Harris, I think, in the getaway car.
They made her look so crazy.
It's the getaway car.
Yeah, it's the getaway car.
I like that.
And now there's a picture of Joe in front of a retirement home saying, there's a place you can go where there's no performing. No winners or losers, just lots and lots of snoring. Good night, Sleepy Joe. And again, Kamala Harris in the getaway car in front of the retirement home for Joe Biden.
Wow, it's the retirement home. In the basement, Joe.
So a lot of focus on Joe Biden being old. Because he is. Because he is.
A lot. Is that the end?
The end.
Wow, good job.
And then there's the back cover.
Nicely done.
Hey,
all right, cut the music
nicely
off,
done.
Because we have to reset
a little
things
Joe
a little
Biden
bit
action. Little ribbing Joe Biden action. That's fine.
It's all in playful
Joe
fun.
Biden's old. No question about it. President Biden is
all
old.
It's all in playful fun. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
But if I'm going to sit here...
Little play off the election, though.
If I'm going to sit here and we're going to rag on Joe Biden, there's no chance I'm not going to rag on Donald Trump.
Absolutely not.
Right?
Yeah.
So since you did such a wonderful job reading that Joe Biden book for kids, I want to give you another opportunity to read this book. It's called Good Night, Trump. I can't imagine it's going to shed Donald Trump in a good light. But remember, this is also for kids, with or without drag, whatever you want to read. So here is Chris William Wynn. We're going to reset things here. Good Night, Trump. He's going to be reading this book in front of the KSHP children here. All right. Reset. Here we go.
Here we got Joe. By the way, this is a much more fancier book. It is a hardcover.
Hardcover.
Yeah.
So I think they anticipate much more sales when it comes to this. Good Night, Trump is the title.
I love this music, by the way.
It is top-notch music right here, by the way. It does set the mood in the studio, talking about...
Puts me in a good mood.
In the very classy room, there is a golden mirror and a silver spoon and a broadcast of... And it's Trump.
Silver spoon.
Yeah, sitting...
I like that.
Appears to be the Oval Office.
Yeah, by himself, no Melania.
By himself.
Yeah.
A half-baked story from a fake newsroom. And there were billionaires sending thoughts and prayers. Picture of Sean Hannity, called The Insanity Show, in front of Toxic News, which is the fake news logo.
Wow, look at that! Look
the
at
Fox
that
News logo.
Look at that Sean Hannity graphic. That's like an angry
Fox
Sean
News
Hannity.
logo.
I love the fact that you're showing both of us and the camera all at the same time. Such a great
Yeah,
we need you in our local
Jamie D,
libraries.
I'm a professional, my friend. Okay,
Listen, I'll let you read books and drag to children any day of the week.
And and people would have a problem with me if I had lipstick on and maybe a wig. They would be upset, right?
Let me tell you something.
No, absolutely not.
Is there any?
No, because I'm not. That's not my thing.
If I bought you lunch, is there any way, one day down the road,
you do it?
Doesn't have to be immediate, where we can get you in lipstick and drag reading books?
Probably not, because you're just bribing me. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is bribing me.
I'm
not this. Yes.
What if I can?
He's the one.
Hold on.
He just asked me right now.
What if I can get you a date with Lunell?
Well, what do you mean? You could get me wait a minute, time out. Why is Brian Shapiro acting like he's a matchmaker? You're not, bro. You're not, yeah. And if I wanted to go out with Lunell, if there was a chance, I would take that opportunity.
Isn't she
I wouldn't need Shapiro. Jamie, I wouldn't need Shapiro to try to hook me up.
I'm going to stay out of this one.
Yeah. Let's say it out. I'm just
Well, Chris, what would I need to do? Like, if I could get Evan Stone to perform sexually on you, could that work?
Wait.
Dude, what is he talking about?
Chris,
did you take your medication today?
Chris,
are you all right, bro?
Is he announcing your sexuality today?
I know it's weird. It's just he's being weird.
No, he's not.
Jamie,
I just want to know what could I offer you so you can dress in drag and read books to us?
It's probably not necessarily anything that's really negotiable. That's not.
Pause.
I'm not a drag queen, gentlemen.
I can step back though.
It's not my
Chris,
thing.
Do you even like men? Because you didn't even combat that.
That's a good point, Jamie. Jamie, I think Jamie's onto something.
I'm not onto anything. I'm trying to help you out.
I'm friends with plenty of men.
No.
You mean sexually?
That's what he said. I'm trying to.
Are you asking me if I'm gay or
I have
bisexual?
your back. You be bisexual, but I have your back. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't put anything on you that you didn't announce yourself.
So I
didn't say I mean
this
bisexual.
Is a first time. Listen,
wait, you
hold
are
on,
not.
hold on.
I'm not gay.
Bisexual.
And I don't like
Bisexual.
dudes. Okay, I'm sorry.
This is
I'm
the first.
I'm being candid here with you guys.
Chris has been doing this radio with me.
What about Brian?
Hold on. We've been doing radio for years.
For years, yes.
And I don't think anyone on the air has ever asked Chris point
straight
blank
up
if he's gay.
I didn't ask him if he was gay. I said protect
He just
yourself.
is breaking news right here.
I said
You
protect yourself.
just broke the norm.
No, I'm trying to
and not a
protect
bad
you.
way, not a good way,
I'm
but
trying to have
not
your back.
it's
By the way,
way.
being gay is being happy. By
He's
the way,
putting his sexuality on you without your consent.
Chris,
I can't believe that
Chris-
you're calling me soft and
Chris,
gay at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
Chris.
unbelievable.
Unfortunately, not many Republicans
unreal.
want you to get married.
Exactly.
Unfortunately. All right, let's get.
So
to
we're in the
music.
middle of this Trump book.
I'm
right?
sorry. Go ahead.
But I'm saying real quick, there are a lot of people commenting saying they'd love to see you and Brian in drag. Just saying.
I would totally do it. I'm very comfortable.
Would you do it?
I wouldn't have a
No,
problem
I do it
with
for like a
all.
Halloween thing
Diana
or something. Yeah, or like
Arnson.
I would have no problem
Brian
dressing in
said
drag.
he would do it.
Only
For free?
if it's in front of Republicans. I would totally do it.
just to
Yeah.
poke the
Yeah.
ultimate poke the bear
Yep.
situation.
Only
right,
in
Brian?
front. Only in front of Republicans. Go ahead, Chris. Yeah.
And a pair of manly mittens and 2 grabbable kittens, a big beautiful wall, and a rushing nesting doll. And it has a picture of Trump again in the Oval Office with the seal and just a bunch of stuff ribbing Trump essentially regarding Vladimir Putin.
By the way, this is a very serious show. We have Secretary of State Mr. Aguilar, Cisco Aguilar, coming in tomorrow, but he will not be reading books. Just to let everybody know.
So this is a direct opposite of the show that you're going to be doing tomorrow, which is going to be actually serious.
Yes.
Okay, so a golden seat for tweets in a rush and a pretty young bunny whom money has hushed.
Ooh.
And there's a picture of a bunny.
I think the
on
hush
a
money.
seat with a bag of money.
Yep.
Again, what's up with the hairy stuff? Like, there's hair. Melania has hair all over her. It's not Melania. It's a picture.
Show
the
the picture.
It's a bunny face, but there's like hair all over her legs and her.
Hey,
chest,
I didn't write
by
the
way.
book. I don't know.
And her hair. And
That's
chest,
fake
by the way.
news. Fake news.
And then a picture of a golden. It looks like it's not her toilet, but it's one of those other things. Good night, classy room. Is it all it says? Good night, classy room, and
That's
it's
it?
got all that stuff in the room. So it's got her. It's got the bunny Melania, and then everything else in the room.
I like the.
It has a Lego set on the floor that's half finished. That's pretty funny. Good night, heirloom clan costume. Good night, cowards kissing up to a buffoon, and it has a picture of a KKK outfit.
Wow.
That says "Love Dad," and a picture. It looks like a Banana Republican's underwear with all the prominent Republicans' first names on the front. So that's,
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Clowning Trump, basically. Good night, bizarre handshake. Good night, ketchup on a steak. Good night, torches for hate crimes. And good night, fine people on both sides, in quote marks.
Good night,
Obviously quotes of Donald Trump.
ketchup on a steak.
And it's got Donald Trump standing on his bed, pouring ketchup on a steak in the bed.
That's great.
Simply glorious, folks.
He is the guy that would put ketchup
my
on a
gosh,
steak.
it's great.
Yeah.
Good night, cabinet of whack jobs. Good night, White House run like the mob. Picture of a slot machine, whack a hack, and it's got a bunch of Republicans in a box, like a whack-a-mole thing.
I like it.
Yeah. Good night, drilling in national parks, and good night, 7 sins check marks. The 7 sins, obviously, lust, greed, gluttony, pride, envy, wrath, and sloth, all crossed off to do, and a national parks box, puzzle box. With it. Pretty funny.
Book's getting good.
This music is awesome. Good night, 12 Diet Cokes a day. Good night, corrosive tooth decay. Good night, very stable genius. Good night, drawer full of subpoenas. Got Donald Trump standing with 1 Diet Coke in his hand and 4 of them empty next to him on the table. Then it has a bunch of undocumented documents that are classified or unclassified on the bed, and then a bunch of other stuff too in the room. So, good night, democracy at risk, and good night, blame game politics. As a wheel of all the things that Donald Trump brings up, grievances or whatever, whether it's words, the media,
like
Canada, Obama, Mexicans, the Pope, reality, Muslims, China, and others.
China.
Good night, army of bots and trolls. Good night, hole in the man-child's soul. Ooh, that's a graphic picture of Donald Trump with a hole in his chest.
Ooh.
Again, dressed in his bathrobe.
And the infamous hand gesture.
And the hand gesture
That would be the white supremacist sign, if I remember.
And then there's a bunch of trolls with
Very
MAGA
appropriate to
and
read that to
alt-right.
children, Chris.
Exactly. Yeah, this is
At least he's not in drag.
This is questionable children's material. I'll put that out.
But you're not in
there as
drag
well,
though, so it works.
Yes, in drag.
The parents will accept it because you're not in drag.
And the MAGAs would get very upset, because if someone in drag was reading this,
Right, because you're not. It
absolutely
works.
furious. Yes. Good night, ashamed Lady Liberty, and good night, shut out refugees. Good night, lies that never cease. Good night, gaslighter in chief. This is some impressive writing, by the way.
Gaslighter in chief.
And it has Donald Trump with a gaslight on the end of the bed. All right, we're getting to the end here, folks. Bear with me. Good night, blacklisted football pros, and good night, towels thrown at Puerto Ricans.
What?
Or towels thrown at Puerto Rico.
That was the hurricane. Yeah.
No, the hurricane.
Yeah.
Donald Trump was
he was throwing
jettisoning
toilet paper and paper towels.
paper towels into the crowd.
Yeah.
And this,
yeah, not much of an army he has.
And of course the Colin Kaepernick controversy.
Right.
Good night, tariffs and trade wars. Good night, button much bigger than yours. Trade wars picture, and then it's got the button. I assume the button for these Diet Cokes, right? On the desk.
Yep.
In the Oval Office.
Yep.
Good night, middle class bait and switch. Good night, golden showers for the rich. It's got a picture of the Mueller investigation, a cabinet,
and Trump's getting a golden shower
in his fireplace, obviously.
Yeah.
because it was all just a big fake thing, and
Look at that.
he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he was 100% exonerated, by the way, right?
For all those people out there that don't think Donald Trump ever got golden showers, we have proof of it in this book.
They
So
do, and yes,
you're wrong.
There's golden coins showering Donald Trump on his
We
bed.
have proof in the book that he liked golden showers.
Goodnight Bible stripped of meaning, and Goodnight Art of the Self-Dealing. It has Art of the Deal, and it has Donald Trump's hand on it, as if he was sworn in with the Art of the Deal book.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it has a picture of it looks like Jesus Christ, the cross snapped as he was being crucified. Goodnight Child held in cage, and Goodnight I don't care outrage.
Child in cage?
Well,
Jeez.
the child in a cage, Jamie, is what he did on the border.
It's the border situation, yeah.
I know, I'm saying, jeez.
Goodnight altered golden rule, and Goodnight kids gunned down at schools. Not funny, but it's...
That's not funny. Yeah.
So there's a picture, yes, of a teddy bear in front of it.
makes
Yeah, I
me
don't really
sad.
show. We don't need to
Don't
show
show
that.
Don't show that.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal. All right, so Goodnight Global Climate Stock. Goodnight Ticking Doomsday Clock. Goodnight Allies thrown under the bus. And it's got a picture of Trump again.
Is there another hole in his stomach?
It's referring to essentially it's not someone who's very loyal, but he wants loyalty to himself, right?
Yeah,
Donald
but
Trump
is there a
always
hole in his
talks.
stomach still?
No hole
picture?
there. No.
There is, yes.
There's
Yeah.
a hole in
there
his
is.
stomach,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
there
because
is.
there's
Gotta pay
referring
attention,
to a hole in
Sounds
his
like
soul.
he needs to fix that. That sounds like a health issue, yeah.
And here we go. Good night, the best people, right? Because Donald Trump hires all the best people, and they're all, everybody's
Correct.
on the up and
They're
up.
all felons, yeah.
Good night, cover up brush, and in the final picture is a picture of a brush with what appears to be part of his hairpiece in the brush, right? But wait a minute, Donald Trump's hair is all real.
Yeah, it's all real. Is that it?
And good night to the young bunny who refused to be hushed. And it looks like it's Melania, and she's pointing
Stormy?
at Trump. It looks like
Stormy.
no, it looks like Melania, right? That's
Really?
Melania?
Yeah, that's Melania.
Bunny Melania.
It's
Bunny Melania, yeah.
Is he sucking them in his stomach? What's going on with that?
It looks like they're sucking.
Okay,
He's sucking
let
the air out
me
of the
be
room.
very clear.
Essentially, that's
between
it, yeah.
Melania Trump and Donald Trump, there has been no sucking going on for years. Let's just keep it at that.
Good night, swamp. Good night, troll. It has a picture of Trump Tower, actually, which is here in Vegas.
Look at that.
In front of a
Is
swamp.
this the Popper Hotel here?
I mean, I haven't stayed there, so I don't know.
Yeah, so
Mitt Romney has.
we'll kind of speed this up because mostly this is all like the same kind of
that's
stuff.
fine.
So
That's
yeah,
fine.
we don't want to keep going.
Give us a grand finale.
There's a huge afterword. I'm not going to round it. Okay, so good night to the lies and truce he evades. Good night, Trump, and his whole sad charade. And it has Trump tied to his one of his golden chair. I guess that is that kind of an allude to his many possible indictments coming up. He already has one.
He's got
but he
quite
might
a
have
few,
another one
quite
coming.
a few down the road, yes.
And it has a bunny that's supposed to be Melania in his bed and reading this book right now. So, and that's the end.
Yeah.
There's an afterword.
Good job. Chris is much
There's an
better
afterword
at
we
this
don't want to
stuff.
do. Hey, funny stuff, right, Brian
I
and
gotta
Jamie
say-
D? Funny stuff.
I gotta
Funny.
say, you're
funny.
much better at reading books to children than I thought you would be. It's a skill that you
That
have.
went better than I thought it would because I thought it would drag on a little
If-
bit. Probably
I-
did drag
I-
on for the PTL
Drag.
Nation out there.
Drag.
If there's any libraries,
No pun intended.
if there's any libraries out there,
I got the nunchuck point too on that.
any libraries out there that need somebody from Framingham State that's a caveman Keno player that wants to read books to kids,
Go Rams.
Chris Wynn would definitely be that guy.
I
Very
would be.
nicely done.
Chris William Wynn, like you
Yes,
said earlier.
I enjoyed that very much. It was very soothing. Your voice, very soothing.
It's voiceover action. I might have a future there.
You might have a
We'll
career
see
there.
what's
I can
up.
see that happening. Get it
I think I'm going to play this music nonstop throughout the show every day now. That's what I'm going to. Yeah, we're just going to keep this music going.
A tradition unlike any other.
Yeah.
The Masters.
Oh, we played
on
that song.
CBS.
Anyway, we're going to have some fun when we come back. Talk about some serious topics. We've had a lot of fun, but
Okay.
Obviously John Morant is a big story. If you don't know who he is, Memphis Grizzlies star, one of the best players in the league, but he's in a lot of trouble. Got caught with a gun again in a video. This is nuts. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to break this down, and I want to get you guys your thoughts on what should be done here with Morant. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to 107.1 FM, 1400 AM, KSHP.
Hey, everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premium Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment, and work injuries. You name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement, and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Welcome to Hash House A Go-Go, where we've been serving farm food and crafted cocktails for over 2 decades. Visit us for the full Hash House experience at any of our 5 Las Vegas locations. Hash House A Go-Go is where old school meets new and gets twisted. We bring people together over good food and fun. Come in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and come hungry because our portions are huge. Visit us online to see our entire menu at hashhouseagogo.com. Hash House A Go-Go. It's a Midwest thing, and there's nothing else like it.
Buying or selling a home is a huge life event that requires guidance from an expert in the industry and community. My name is Blake Wynn. You may recognize my name as my grandfather was the best governor the state of Nevada has ever had. Growing up in Las Vegas, I've come to know this community intricately. Now, I am raising a family here as well, so I understand all the issues impacting our home and quality of life. As the top realtor for the #1 real estate team at Keller Williams, you can have confidence in my experience, knowledge, and track record. When it comes to buying, selling, or investing in real estate, choose a name you can trust and someone who understands the community you call home. Call Blake Wynn today and experience the difference of a trusted expert. 702-540-3311.
Is your dog suffering from a sensitive...
Sapphire Pool and Day Club, the world's only topless gentlemen's day club, introduces its 2023 pool season lineup with a bevy of beauties and social media celebrities throughout the summer who will all host alongside hundreds of Sapphire's topless poolside entertainers. Enjoy brunch in the sun with items like frittata-style omelets, stripping chicken, and French kiss toast before washing it down with signature summertime cocktails. 10 lines, beware. Go Bear! Ladies are welcome to go topless within the day club for the ultimate party. Guests can purchase affordable day bed packages, cabana packages, lounge chairs, and more. The best part though? Pushing the Limits will be broadcasting shows every other Friday throughout the pool season with a ton of surprise celebrity guests. Wow! Reserve your spot now. For more info, visit sapphirepoolLV.com or call 702-869-0003. That's 702-869-0003. See you at Sapphire.
Zen World Premium CBD offers full and broad spectrum CBD oil, extracts, and capsules which are designed to help you feel your best. Their products are sourced from the best organic hemp and natural ingredients on the market and are tested for quality, purity, and potency. They have a full range of items from health and wellness to beauty to pets. Call 725-205-9223. Visit online at zenworld.com or stop by their location at 9895 South Maryland Parkway and Silverado Range Parkway. Mention KSHP for 10% off in store or use code KSHP online for 15% off.
All right, welcome back. It is Pushing the Limits on a Monday. I'm addicted to this children's music. I guess that's what you would call it in the background. drag queen children's music.
It
That's
reminds me of PBS Kids.
what we'll call it. Anyway, I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Primary Care. They're located at 6125 West Sahara Avenue. I was in and out of there in like 20 minutes. No appointment needed, but you can still give them a call if you'd like, 702-248-0554. You could also visit them online at saharawesturgentcare.com. Take most insurances. If you don't have insurance, it's only a $95 payment, man. I'm telling you, Andrew and Jessica, they're great people, and they'll take care of you. Sahara West Urgent and Primary Care, please check them out. All right, switching topics. Before we get to John Moran, I got to say this. Jamie was asking me how I spent my Sunday, and most of it was at the Chris Wynn residence. And I got to tell you, every time I go over there on a Sunday, it's always entertaining. It's always entertaining.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Chris is like a wild bear out in nature. When he walks out of his room, it's usually around noon, 1, 2 o'clock, depending on. And when he walks
Sometimes
out,
4.
sometimes he's in an okay mood, but usually he's a little grumpy, and that's when we get him going. And his roommate, Mark, they were probably arguing about transgender issues for like 8 hours yesterday. And then around midnight, 1 o'clock, we're smoking a cigar at his house with a couple friends, and Chris is getting into and I'm trying to like sleep and relax at his house. I'm a little tired. I swear Chris was arguing about, and we agree when it comes to social issues, but he was arguing with somebody else who's actually a fan of the show about like social justice. And the person.
Okay, so so let me stop you for a second. Some of the descriptions you use are kind of strange, right? So Jamie,
I didn't say nothing. I heard it though.
You heard it, right?
What?
He's saying that he's trying to sleep
Yeah.
at our pool
I was.
outside. Okay,
I was.
first of all,
Yes.
it's not your house. Okay,
No.
we are in a discussion. There's 4 of us there.
I shouldn't
right?
say sleep.
So
I
it
was
wasn't
resting.
necessarily an opportunity for Brian Shapiro to be sleeping.
That's not the important part
So
of the
that's
story.
well, yeah, but you're telling
But you were screaming.
So I would describe. So there's a couple of things you described. I would describe
He's
differently.
saying don't
okay?
change the narrative,
It's
Brian.
not. It wasn't me. Okay, arguing with people. It's people saying things that are ridiculous or having viewpoints that make no sense,
See how loud
and
he's
me
getting
having
now?
to educate them or fill them in on
No.
reality. That's the way I would describe it. You say it's me arguing. And yeah, I'm
You're
kind of getting
very
animated
loud.
right now. I'm getting loud right now. I'm getting
You are
fired up.
You're peeking in the
But
red,
I do
Chris.
get. But
You're
I
peeking
will
in the
agree
red
with you
right
on
now.
this. When I am in discussions or something that's supposed to be a discussion, there are times where I get too loud. I start to yell.
both do.
I get very
We all
upset. I get well. Shapiro does too, but
We all
but
do.
me
All
more
three of us
so.
do.
I
Not
think
like
I'm
Chris.
more boisterous than Shapiro is. So that's just my MO. That's just the way I am.
Chris is so loud that I take
It's not
my
necessarily
phone.
insult to Mark or you or anybody that I happen to be getting in a discussion with, Matt Viska, someone like, it's just that's the way my
Chris is
personality
so loud.
That's how I operate.
Chris is
okay?
so loud.
It's not an insult to you guys.
Chris is so loud that sometimes I'll take my phone and I'll start recording him yelling because it's so ridiculous
He
and
actually
entertaining.
does. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I know he does that because because it
He's
sometimes
just-
ends up on social media.
How many hours yesterday would you say you were debating or yelling at people?
Oh, way too many, man. It was like 3 or 4 combined.
more than that.
It was probably no. I'm talking about combined time.
yeah.
About 3 or 4 hours, which is ridiculous. I should be spending my Sundays much more relaxed, watching sports. We saw the Vegas Golden Knights cap
nice
off
win.
the Western Conference semifinals in the Stanley Cup against the Edmonton Oilers. They now move on to the Western Conference Finals. We watch a lot of basketball, right, Brian? Watch some
did.
baseball.
Yep.
We had the Boston
Yep.
Red Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals on.
Yep.
So, usually what I called my mother. It's Mother's Day. Look, it's a Sunday. We should be relaxed. I shouldn't be all fired up and gassed up like I was
I think majority of the time
at the house and away from the
But
house
Chris,
yesterday.
I feel as
we
though
went
that
Jamie D. We went and got sushi.
Wait, why are you yelling at me? What I
We
do?
went and got sushi. This is my personality. I'm not
Oh, I'm
yelling
gonna
at
say
you.
what I do.
Don't get mad. Don't get.
I was
Why
actually
do you
upset.
yell at
I was
everybody?
gonna be your side, Chris.
So we went out. Even when we went out, I was yelling in the restaurant. I was probably annoying some of the people in the restaurant because I'm so loud
let me
and
tell
I
you
was
this.
getting boisterous.
I'm doing social media for everybody, and everyone's saying
Yes.
that they love your connection right now. But I will say
Connection. That's a little weird.
that's what I'm saying. That's what they're.
That sounds like a
writing
song.
connection.
Listen,
I
we would
got
have
a
a bigger
bit of
connection if Chris
connection
dressed
with
in.
Shap.
Well, first of all, I didn't write the word connection. That's what the people are writing.
If Chris dressed in drag, there'd be a bigger connection.
Well, I
promise.
want to say this though, Chris. It seems though whenever Brian's around, he does get you fired up a lot.
No, it's not just
That
me.
would be.
His
There is
roommate.
a lot of
Is it a
factual
thing?
evidence to
His
that. yes.
roommate gets him
You would be
fired
right.
up. That your friend Matt got
Well, he
you
doesn't believe
fired
you. He said
up.
that's false news.
So Mark gets me fired up. Yes, Mark Nilsson, our
But
roommate.
Brian,
He's been
you
on the
get him fired
show.
up
Friend of
Can
the
I
show.
just tell this story real quick, and then we got to switch
can.
topics
You're
real
gonna
quick.
fire him up. Watch.
So me and Chris are watching the hockey game last night, okay? No, listen to this. You'll appreciate this. Me and Chris are watching the hockey game. It's like do or die time, right? It's third period. We're watching the game.
We
It's
both have action on the game.
It's exciting, right?
You had action that night?
In the
Absolutely.
middle of the third period, at the worst possible time, Chris's roommate comes into the living room, and has an argument, and it was an argument, a screaming. I've never heard Chris yell about pots that he wants not in the kitchen, I guess, to be thrown away or something. And Chris is
you're that much of a stickler?
So his roommate.
No, it's not me. No, it wasn't me. It
no,
was, it was
let me
Mark
finish. His roommate
was adding
takes
things
all the
for
pots.
It was just sticking in his
and
head.
lays
yeah.
them out
Popped
in
into his
the.
head.
He lays them out in the living room while Chris is trying to watch the game, like an annoying girlfriend or wife or somebody that. We don't need these pots here. Pick the pots you want. And Chris just exploded at him and screaming.
Did I explode? Not
You
really.
were screaming.
I was irritated because we're watching the third period.
Okay.
And he was out there. Which ones do you think you need? Which ones do you think you use? I'm
Wait,
dude, we're watching the game, bro.
Do you
Come on.
think he was being malicious when he did that?
He was trying to get Chris.
No, I think
Chris
he
angry.
was being intoxicated. And
Why?
occasionally when Mark gets intoxicated, he gets a little weird.
Who
He
is
gets a little
this?
strange.
Who is this Mark guy?
Don't
what
worry.
are you talking about?
I haven't met him.
You have.
I have.
You've met Mark before. Mark.
That's not important.
Wait, time
Not
out.
important.
No, wait, time out. No, we got to pin down on this, Brian.
Fine, pin me down.
Bro, you met him at Brian's birthday party. He was at Brian's birthday party.
I don't remember.
He owns the house.
Can I
I
be
live in.
honest? I met a lot of people that day. I don't remember. He probably didn't.
Anyway, not important.
Anyway, it's not really important.
Not important.
So going back. So yes, I do pop off the handle every now and then. Okay, so we cap off this discussion by saying yes. C Win gets fired up. I do.
He was
I do.
screaming at his
Okay?
roommate about
Yes.
pots and pans. Anyway, somebody else who would be screaming is probably the Memphis Grizzlies management and
Transition
organization.
right here.
This story is so crazy. Memphis Grizzlies, and we've talked about him, of course, John Morant, has now been suspended again from team activities after an Instagram live video appeared to show him flashing a gun. I watched the video while in a vehicle with others circulated on social media yesterday, just 2 months after he was just suspended over a similar video. So a lot of people are now it's pending league review. The league is going to get involved here. And what's amazing to me is this is after Morant said he went through training and he's going to be a better person and yada,
What
yada,
did I say
yada.
last time we talked about it? I said
So-
it's all false news. He
So
didn't
this is very serious. Well, he should care because I think this is going to cost. This could cost him hundreds of millions of
going to.
dollars. So here's the thing, right? I don't know exactly what the NBA is going to do, but I can tell you right now, the Memphis Grizzlies do not want this guy as the face of their franchise
he's
anymore.
banned from all activities right
And
now.
I'm not sure what other team would pick him up. We know what a great player John Morant is. We know that, but is it worth the drama with the stuff? I mean, he's going to be, in my personal opinion, he's going to be suspended for months
He's a
now,
liability.
probably half the season. I mean, this is very, very serious. Now, here's the problem. I'm not going to say who said this, but some moron who's a commentator here in town, and yes, I think he's a moron. He's a sports guy. He goes on social media and he says, just let him be, quote, a thug. This was a black person that said this. He went on his social media. This is the dumbest.
We say just let him be a thug?
Let him be a thug.
Hold on, wait.
So
wait,
here's hold
What's
on.
the context behind that?
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting to. So here's the problem when you make a statement like that. There was no context. He just said just let him be a thug. But here's the problem with that, and I think both of you will agree with me. When young kids see this type of behavior on social media, like it or not, John Morant is you're going to be a role model to kids. When you're flashing around guns, all it takes is one person to say, hey, I want to be like John Morant, and then grabs a gun or starts flashing a gun, and then an accident happens or something worse. Say, so this isn't about being, quote, a thug. This is about being stupid and understanding that you have a huge platform. Now, I would say this for anybody, you or me or anybody. Taking videos with your guns is just, to me, it's stupid to begin with. But
idiotic.
this is reckless behavior, Chris and Jamie, and I got to tell you, man, I think Morant is very disturbed. He needs help. Clearly, whatever help he alleged that he got didn't work. And it makes me think, what kind of stuff is he doing when the cameras aren't rolling? But, Chris, this is very serious. He's going to be gone for a long time next year. He's not going to be playing basketball.
Well, Brian and Jamie, here's the thing that's really problematic with this is that how do you allow yourself to make this mistake for the second time in such a short period of time, right? You cannot, and it screams that Ja just doesn't understand the impact that he has
No, I don't think he
on
doesn't-
people
I don't
around
think that
around
he
the
doesn't
country.
understand.
As
He
far
doesn't
as
care.
but it also, well, yeah, but that's an element. That's what I'm talking about, though. That is someone who feels like they are above everything, right? That you're essentially invincible. Oh yeah, I got in trouble last time for doing this, and I paid the price, and I apologized, and I did all that, and then I feel like I can go out and but he still has this feeling of invincibility.
Yeah.
That's how.
That's what
how
happens when you give people all that
That's
stardom.
how something like this happens, right?
Yep.
So here's the deal. He's got a lot on the line, gentlemen. A lot on the line. There's a possibility he could have his contract terminated by the NBA. And there's a possibility he could lose a tremendous amount of endorsements, stuff that he makes millions of dollars outside of the game because of something like this damaging him. When I sit back and I saw this happen, and you start to you watch all the talking heads chime in with their opinions, and you got people saying, well, like, how could you do this and this and that, and then describing what faces him ahead, right? Saying what there's people talking about, well, he needs to get help. What does that mean? You know what I mean? What does it mean to get help for something like this? I'm not a psychologist. I'm not someone who's a professional when it comes to someone makes a mistake like this. How do you go about rectifying it, or how do you get professional help or counseling? I don't know how that happens,
Chris. But sometimes,
someone's got to get to him, Jamie. Someone's got to get to him and say, "Look, you have to understand the impact you have on a lot of young people's lives and a lot of adults' lives."
If you've been paying attention to Twitter and Instagram, a lot of the different NBA players actually are coming out and making videos. Like Kwame Brown just called him NBA dumb boy. They're making videos saying that he's being stupid. They're saying here's some different consequences he should face. So there are a lot of different NBA players who are currently speaking out about this topic. However, one thing you could say is true is that sometimes certain people just need to go through their life and face those consequences for themselves for them to actually change.
Well, what you're describing is people who are self-destructive, right? Yeah. People who essentially they aren't able to go through life and progress in a positive way and be a productive member of society. I'm not totally saying John Morant's some rapist or murderer or anything like that. What I'm saying is that I believe, in my personal opinion, again, I'm being a psychologist even though I'm not a psychologist, he has some self-destructive tendencies, right? He's someone who has and look, being full disclosure myself, I think I have some of the same things, but in his situation, yes, we all are kind of judging him right now. A lot of us are judging him and saying, "What are you doing, man? You've got the world by the you know what's. You're about to be one of the major faces of the NBA, if not the face of the NBA once LeBron retires. And you along with Luka Doncic and others." And you're throwing it, the idea is you're throwing it all away, right? What are you doing? And so, and we're still talking about a guy who's very young, right? He's still, he's not a kid, but he's very young.
Yeah.
And there's an element of that to this also. And so to me, I think it's just very sad. I think the situation is sad. And I would hope, I'm not someone who's some super fan of John Morant. I'm not someone who doesn't like him. I think he's a very talented basketball player, and I think for the most part, I think he's a good guy. But having self-destructive tendencies like this can be very problematic for any big-time athlete.
I agree with everything you said, which is shocking because usually I don't. But no, in all seriousness, I want to emphasize this because I think this is very, very important. Yes, I agree with you. Listen, he's not a rapist. He hasn't assaulted anybody, thank God. But this can still cause harm to other people, and this is important. Regardless, when you're a professional athlete and you're one of the faces of the NBA, let's be honest, he is. And when you're doing stuff like this, it's not just about you. You got to think about others. There are so many young kids that look up to him. And when you see this type of behavior, listen, I don't care if you're going to be in a strip club, do it privately. That's your right. But don't take video of it and all that stuff. When you have a gun or somebody has a gun on their person, or in this case Morant did, and you're dumb enough. That's what's mesmerizing to me. This isn't like about being a thug, as someone mentioned here in town. When you're dumb enough to be doing stuff like this and recording it and somebody posting it on social media, first of all, you got to trust the people you got to trust the people you're hanging out with, number one. Who posted this? Was it Morant? Hold on.
I have the answers for you, though. That's why I'm trying to stop you right now.
But let him finish.
Okay. It was Morant that's hanging out with these people. If it wasn't Morant that posted it, who was? You can't be hanging out with that person ever again because you don't, I don't know who's posting this stuff. That's number one. And number two, why are you playing with a gun? His excuse the first time was, I'm dealing with stress. Well, for God's sakes, get a massage or go out with whoever you're dating. There are other ways of relieving stress than playing with guns.
In a club, by the way, the first time. He's in a club. You can't relieve stress in a club. Come on.
My thing is this. Everyone's saying, well, why are you hanging around these certain people who are recording you, knowing you do dumb stuff and you can't control myself? yourself, why? And I want to ask both of you guys this question. Why?
Quickly, because we only got about a minute.
Yep. Why are you all trying to? Because I agree that you need to watch who you hang around with, but why are you trying to come down on people he's hanging around with? Because if you watch the video, John Morant put out the gun, and the guy who was recording had no clues on to do that. And once the second he saw that, he immediately moved the camera away. And you can see that he was trying to be like, "Hey, yo, move."
That's true.
We're in a society now where everybody has their cameras out and wants to record everything.
Why are you trying to come down on that guy? I don't think he did that on purpose.
They aren't necessarily to blame, but they're
Hold on.
I repeat. Let's say quickly, we're in a society though where people take their cameras out.
Let me take it a step further. How quickly did he delete it? I know it was live.
It's live.
I know it was live, but you can still take it down.
No, people go on people's lives all the time on purpose and press screen record immediately.
Listen, the main person that's responsible here is Morant. All I'm simply saying is you can make the argument that he's probably not hanging out with the right people either.
And also that he needs to stop doing dumb stuff. Because my thing is just like, for example, Lunell came in and I immediately put on my phone to help talk to her. What if she did something crazy? I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's the bottom line. He's got to look. He has to clean this stuff up. You don't want to destroy your career.
He's going to have a lot of time.
He's already doing it.
I think
he's already doing. Yeah, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Quite frankly,
he's
I
got
think
to clean this up.
Quite frankly, he might have already done that. I mean, there's a lot of time, but the fact that he did it once and now he's probably going to be suspended for half the season. We'll have to wait and see. Well, this has been a very fun show, Chris.
Yes,
I appreciate you being here.
Tomorrow
in studio, this is a guy that doesn't do a lot of interviews. We talk about these, attacks on our democracy and election deniers. Guess who's coming in studio tomorrow?
Who would that be?
Cisco Aguilar, the Secretary of State. Nice. So we go from Lunell to Cisco Aguilar. That's what I love about doing this show. But no, we're going to have a lot to talk about with him, including all these election deniers and the Jim Marchands of the world. So we'll talk to him about that tomorrow. Chris, a pleasure. Thanks for coming in. Jamie taking the day off tomorrow for business.
Yeah.
And I'm actually taking Friday off. I'm taking a little trip. I maybe with C. Win or not. I don't know. He hasn't told me yet.
Oh, that's a trip? Did you guys
go
on the boys trip?
Making a Laughlin run down to the Colorado River, my friend. I might be going.
Breaking news, yes or no, Chris?
I might have. It's up in the air right now.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. This has been a fun show. And thank you to Lunell. She is just awesome. And Cisco Aguilar, the Secretary of State, joining us tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace out.
Hey everybody, are you struggling to find a pizza place that reminds you of Brooklyn? That true blue New York style pie? Well, worry no more. Stallone's Italian Eatery Pizza is a knockout. We're located at 467 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard, just off of Premium Road, half a mile east of South Point Casino, just minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. Come by and grab a slice of pie. Plus, check out our Brooklyn-inspired Italian cuisine. Our sandwiches are super. Hero, that is. Because why be a sub when you can be a hero? Stallone's Italian Eatery is here to serve you phenomenal food, Vegas. Forget about it.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Shapiro from Pushing the Limits. I want to tell you guys about Sahara West Urgent Care and Wellness. They're conveniently located on the southwest corner of Sahara and Jones. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At Sahara West Urgent Care, they'll take care of all your healthcare needs. They offer routine services such as physicals, STD testing, car accident treatment and work injuries, you name it, they do it. They have on-site x-ray, EKG, ultrasound, and labs. They treat chronic conditions such as asthma, blood pressure, diabetes, and more. They also offer general wellness exams, treatments such as testosterone enhancement and cancer screening. They're located on Sahara, 6125 West Sahara Avenue. Their number is 702-248-0554. And the best part, they accept most major insurances and affordable cash pay prices. Office visits starting at just $95. And I'm also a client, so please give them a call, 702-248-0554.
Locally owned and operated, come on down to Academy of Hair Design located at 5191 West Charleston Boulevard, number 150 today to begin your career in cosmetology. There is something for everyone from cosmetology to nail technology. You will be able to have the hands-on training that is needed to succeed in this career field. Call 702-878-1185 or visit www.ahdvegas.com today.
The London Bridge Resort in Lake Havasu is the perfect place to vacation in style. Their beautifully designed suites include stunning views, a kitchenette, and free Wi-Fi. The well-reviewed and affordable resort has tons of amenities, including a breakfast buffet, kids camp, a 9-hole golf course, 3 pools, a marina, boat tours, a water slide, and a great nightlife scene. London Bridge Resort is centrally located in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Go to londonbridgeresort.com to plan your getaway today. London Bridge Resort, your Arizona oasis destination.
Hungry for the best barbecue in Las Vegas? Come out to the infamous barbecue and meat market, John Mole's Meats and Roadkill Grill in Las Vegas. John Mole's was featured on the Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Now take home delicious meat selections for your grill, and while you're there, grab a bite of the best barbecue in Las Vegas. With 2 locations now at Tom and Gowan or on North Decatur, you're sure to find the perfect meats for your next barbecue or party. Find us online at johnmolemeats.com.
Big Dogs Brewing Company, open 24/7, is an award-winning brewery, a full-service catering business, and a fun, smoke-free brew pub restaurant with a full-service bar, including over 35 craft beers on tap, 35 multi-denomination slot machines, the best gaming promotion, and a lively, dog-friendly outdoor patio. Big Dogs Brewing Company, 4543 North Rancho at Gray. Find out more at BigDogsBrews.com. The world-famous radio shopping show weekdays on 1400 KSHP North Las Vegas and KSHP.com.
Fakes the handoff. He drives the lane. He takes it to the house. Bouncing off defenders. He just laid it in. He just put it up and in. 56 seconds to play. Oh, by the way,
it's time. Live in the entertainment capital of the world.
Game 7 is over. It's an instant classic.
It's the T.C. Martin Show.
A 3 for the game.
It's time to get your daily prescription from the doctor, T.C. Martin.
You gotta pinch me.
The doctor is now in.
And a good Monday to you. We are live from the Las Vegas Aces Media Day here today at Studio Central. This is a fantastic day today because we are getting ready for the Las Vegas Aces season opener coming up in Seattle on Saturday, and the home opener will be a week from Saturday. So we got plenty of Aces content to talk with you about today as we are live here at the Las Vegas Aces headquarters today for Aces Media Day. The media in attendance getting a chance to get a good glimpse at the defending WNBA champions. So we'll have some fun with that today. TC Martin, Marco D'Angelo in the house, our bookend guy on Mondays and Fridays. Marco, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. You just, you're getting all this behind-the-scenes access with the Las Vegas Aces. We're going to have to put you on the payroll or at least give you some Aces swag.
There you go. Now you're talking.
And you can see we don't mess around here because we got plenty of food for you as well. And I notice that you found your way through the kitchen here. And I know you're checking out the food.
I followed the smell, and it was good, so I knew it wasn't you.
Wow. An early jab already, my friend?
You got to come out swinging.
Yeah, no kidding. You are. All right, great to see the Aces in action Saturday. They had the exhibition opener against the New York Liberty where the Aces jumped out to a 50-30 halftime lead and cruised to victory. And Becky Hammond elected to basically treat that first half and really the first 3 quarters like a regular season game. Just getting everyone kind of back in the swing of things. It was a good atmosphere at the Mandalay Bay. It was not open to the public. It was for season ticket holders and community groups. But nice crowd was on hand, and it was a great dress rehearsal for the Aces against which a lot of people are thinking that could be a preview of the WNBA Finals with the New York Liberty because they have reloaded and now have Brianna Stewart, and they still have Sabrina Ionescu, and she was fantastic. But some different pieces with Courtney Vandersloot and other players that are now members of the New York Liberty. But the Aces kind of quietly wanted to make a statement and said, "Hey, we're the world champions. We know this is a preseason game, but it's our only preseason game. Let's get cracking," and they did that on Saturday.
Oh, it's always good to see you don't have that championship hangover effect that we talk about so much in all the other sports. Obviously, this is new for us in Vegas to have a defending champ, and as the Aces are rolling along, so do the Golden Knights. Take care of business last night. It didn't look good first two shots of the game, but after that, Aiden Hill stood on his head the rest of the game, basically, and it's been a big weekend of sports. Some disappointments in the NBA, some guys not showing up in key games, big name players, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, we'll hit all that today. So, yes, we will dive into the Aces. We'll kind of preview the season for you, have some special guests. Natalie Williams, general manager of the Aces, will join us next hour. And if you do remember when we were here a couple weeks ago, it was great for the opening of the brand new Aces facilities and the headquarters.